96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Good morning. Pummeled. Michael Pintard reaffirmed as F&M leader as the party rejects Hubert Minnis. Pintard makes policy pledges as the PLP savages Pintard over criticisms in his speech. It's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Monday, June 3rd, 2024. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Deandra Cartwright will be here with us. Also this morning, we're going to be the new Primary School Student of the Year. And, of course, a lot more on the F&M convention of the weekend. That's all ahead. But first, it's time for the overnight, the latest breaking news from while we're sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, Marco City MP Michael Pintard, as you know, overwhelmingly re-elected as leader of the Free National Movement. This was Saturday, trouncing former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis and ending speculation over whether he could retain the leadership post he first won in 2021. Pintard scored a decisive victory over Minnis during the party's convention at Bahamas, winning 75% of the vote with 486 votes to Minnis's 163. Dr. Dwayne Sands was also returned as chairman of the party, defeating his former cabinet colleague Ellsworth Johnson with 431 votes to Johnson's 221. When he spoke on Saturday night, Pintard said he was humbled by the opportunity to serve, and he implored F&Ms to remember they're stronger together. He said, quote, "We are stronger with you, we are weaker without you, and there is less of a chance of us being the organization that we need to be to wrestle power away from those who abuse it on a regular basis." In a rare moment, Pintard, who was minister in Minnis's cabinet, also praised Minnis and said he is a valuable asset to the party. Well, after that handily winning re-election as F&M leader, a re-energized Pintard extended the olive branch to delegates who supported former Prime Minister Hubert Minnis, and in a lengthy address laid out some of the policy initiatives a Pintard administration would implement. Among them were foreshadowed changes to value-added tax policy. He also pledged that his administration would make public the settlement amounts entered into by the Davis administration with various individuals who had sued the government. Several of Pintard's pledges related to ease of doing business and fair tax policies. And he also pledged that in the first 30 days in office, they would completely reverse certain decisions that have been made. He also announced a plan to reverse the Davis administration policy that mandates that 50% of insurers' total portfolio be held in government securities. He said his administration would address the issue of the dearth of commercial banks in certain family islands as well. Well, the PLP wastes no time to criticize Pintard's speech, though Prime Minister Philip Davis, in a social media post on Saturday night, congratulated Pintard for holding on to the leadership of the FNM and expressed hope that Pintard, quote, can become a constructive partner for change. A press release issued Sunday by the PLP took a different tone, savaging Pintard for what the party termed attacks on Davis administration policies. The PLP said that, quote, Michael Pintard held on to his leadership position in the FNM after 2 years of presiding over infighting, backstabbing, internal lawsuits, and chaos. He celebrated with a strange, unhinged series of untruths and attacks. One can only imagine Hubert Minnis's frustration watching Pintard's speech, saying, quote, how did I lose to this guy? The PLP also claimed that, quote, there are already whispers that any temporary facade of peace within the FNM will be fragile and short-lived, as Pintard failed to offer Bahamians any reason to believe a man who has struggled to lead his fractious party could be a force for progress in the Bahamas. In other news, investigations continue into a shooting here in New Providence, a triple shooting that took place in broad daylight on East Bay Street on Saturday morning, left many concerned and stunned over the state of crime in the country. Police say 2 men, ages 24 and 25, were shot and a 15-year-old boy was grazed by a bullet. The teenager was treated and discharged from the hospital, but the men are still hospitalized and listed as stable in the last report. According to police, the victims were in a white Acura that was parked in front of a business when 2 men who were inside a white Nissan Juke shot at them. Video circulating on social media showed the alleged shooter running from the Acura sedan back to the Juke and then quickly driving off. Police say they are actively searching for the perpetrators. And it took a Supreme Court jury 30 minutes to find music teacher Marvin Sands not guilty of unlawful sexual intercourse with a dependent by a count of 8-1. Prosecutors had alleged that the educator had crossed the line with a 15-year-old student back in 2020. He was accused of coercing the teen into performing oral sex on him and having sex with her in a classroom. Sands exercised his constitutional right to remain silent when police put the allegations to him almost a year after the incidents allegedly took place. He also remained silent at his trial and called no witnesses. In her summation to the jury, Justice Janine Weich-Gomez told the jurors that Sands was under no obligation to participate in the process and that the burden of proof rested solely on the prosecution. In his closing address, defense lawyer Devard Francis urged the jury to acquit Sands due to a lack of evidence. He pointed to inconsistencies in the evidence of the alleged victim and that of her friend whom she told about the alleged incidents. He also questioned why there was no DNA. You can read more about it in today's Nassau Guardian. Overseas, Mexico's projected presidential winner, Claudia Sheinbaum, will become the first woman president in the country's 200-year history. Sheinbaum said with a smile, speaking at a downtown hotel shortly after electoral authorities announced a statistical sample showed she held an irreversible lead. Quote, I will become the first woman president of Mexico. I don't make it alone. We've all made it with our heroines who gave us our homeland, with our mothers, our daughters, and our granddaughters. We have demonstrated that Mexico is a democratic country with peaceful elections. Well, the National Electoral Institute's president said Sheinbaum had between 58.3% and 60.7% of the vote, according to a statistical sample. The opposition candidate, Xochitl Galvez, had between 26.6% and 28.6% of the vote. Sheinbaum's Morena party was also projected to hold majorities in both chambers of Congress. The climate scientist and former Mexico City mayor said that her 2 competitors had called her and conceded her victory. And South Korea announcing today it'll suspend a deal with North Korea for peace, or at least the perception of peace, to punish it over its launches of trash-carrying balloons, even after the North said it would halt its balloon campaign. Over several days, North Korea flew hundreds of balloons to drop trash and manure on South Korea in an angry reaction against previous South Korean civilian leafleting campaigns. On Sunday, South Korea said it would take, quote, unbearable retaliatory steps in response before North Korea abruptly announced it would stop flying balloons across the border. On Monday, South Korea's Presidential National Security Council said it had decided to suspend a 2018 inter-Korean agreement aimed at easing frontline animosities until mutual trust between the two Koreas is restored. The Security Council said the suspension would allow South Korea to resume military drills near the border with North Korea and take effective immediate responses to provocations by North Korea. It said a proposal on the suspension will be introduced at the Cabinet Council on Tuesday for approval. Observers say South Korea needs the deal's suspension to restart blasting anti-Pyongyang propaganda broadcasts, K-pop songs, and outside news from border loudspeakers. They say such broadcasts have previously stung in the rigidly controlled North, where most of its 26 million people are not allowed official access to foreign news. In sports, Bahamian Shaquem Hall-Smith is in the best form of his life, and he's proving it every time he steps on the track. Running out of lane 8 in the men's 400-meter hurdles of the HBCU Pro Classic in Atlanta, Hall-Smith ran a massive personal best time and fell just short of the automatic qualifying time for the Paris Olympics. Hall-Smith became just the second Bahamian to dip below 49 seconds in that event, running 48.79 seconds to take the tape. The automatic qualifying time for the Olympics is 48.70. Meanwhile, Devin Charlton won the women's 100 meters at the Racers Grand Prix meet in Jamaica and Kingston on Saturday. Charlton finishing in 12.64 seconds. And the 2024 Samuel P. Haven Jr. Bahamas National High School Championships in soccer held at the Roscoe Davies soccer field over the weekend. And the stage was set with Windsor School battling the Anton Rogers Timberwolves in the boys' championship game, and the Lifer Key International Lady Dragons taking on the St. Andrews Hurricanes in the girls' championship game. Windsor and the Lady Dragons came out on top. You can read all about it in today's Guardian Sports section. From the NHL, the Edmonton Oilers have taken the Western Conference title. They're going to play the Florida Panthers for the Stanley Cup beginning at the end of the week. That's sports. And that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. First, good weather for this morning. We've got troughing across the islands. That's going to continue to produce unsettled weather, mainly in the central Bahamas and the southeastern islands. Meanwhile, high pressure centered north of the islands will support light to moderate breezes. There is a risk of localized flooding in low-lying and flood-prone areas in the central and southeast Bahamas. Mainly, this could happen during heavy and prolonged downpours. And boaters and beachgoers should be alert for possible waterspout activity and the risk of rip currents, especially along northern and eastern shorelines. For today, for the northwest Bahamas, your forecast calls for variably cloudy and warm conditions with a few isolated showers and possible thunderstorms, becoming fair and warm tonight with a few isolated showers and thunderstorms. Expect gusty winds and higher seas in or near showers and thunderstorms. Winds northeast to east at 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet. For the central and southeast Bahamas today, partly cloudy, occasionally overcast periods, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms through tonight. Some showers may be heavy and thunderstorms strong to severe at times. Gusty winds and higher seas in or near showers and thunderstorms. Winds northeast to east at 10 to 15 knots, occasionally falling to 10 knots or less in the central Bahamas. East to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, falling to 10 knots or less in the southeast Bahamas by the afternoon. Seas 2 to 4 feet, occasionally 1 to 3 feet. Temperatures right now, 79 degrees, partly cloudy skies in Nassau. Look for highs around 91 Fahrenheit, 33 Celsius today. Overnight lows tonight getting down about 77 Fahrenheit, 25 Celsius. That's your first look at weather this morning. We'll have your extended outlook and a look at the tropics. Yes, the hurricane season has begun. We'll have that coming up after traffic in just a bit.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
You're listening to Morning Blend. When we come back, we're discussing the day's top stories right here on your home for fresh news and smart talk all day. Guardian Radio 96.9.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Here's to the go-getters, the early risers, and the late-night dreamers. You, the visionaries, painting futures in your mind, in your studio, your office, your sacred space. Here's to the adventurers, explorers of every realm. To you, the innovators, turning the cogs of progress. In a world where connection is a lifeline, a pathway to possibilities. Alive is the perfect connection for everyone, every lifestyle, every day.
Visit BeAlive.com today.
Living with a neurological condition shouldn't define you. At Cleveland Clinic in Florida, we do whatever it takes to make life better today while discovering new treatments for a brighter tomorrow. From epilepsy management to specialized spine care and brain tumor surgery, we're delivering world-class neurology care for the day-to-day, for the days you live for every care in the world. Visit clevelandclinicflorida.org/Caribbean.
Here in the Bahamas, we love our food. From savory comforters to refreshing coconut water, our cuisine reflects our vibrant culture and abundant natural resources. But as our population grows and global challenges like climate change loom, ensuring food security is more critical than ever. We at the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources want you to play your part by supporting local farmers and fishers. Together, we can reduce our carbon footprint and promote economic resilience within our communities. Let's honor our traditions, protect our environment, and ensure that the flavors of our Bahamas endure for future generations.
Bahamas, let's work together to lower our food import bill. Food security is in our hands.
Food security is in our hands.
Applying for a mortgage but don't know where to start? Use these tips to speed up the process. First, visit your bank and get pre-qualified. This is an assessment of your ability to repay. To get pre-qualified, carry a passport, a recent pay stub or verification. If self-employed, 2 months bank statements and a bank reference letter. Ask questions. Is there an application or commitment fee? What will the interest rate be? Are there any closing costs or prepayment penalties? Get smart. Get MoneySmartBahamas.com.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Go, you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC 422-4796. Standard text rate supply. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, DeAndre Cartwright will be joining us. This morning, of course, we're going to be talking a lot about the F&M convention, what came out of that, and want to get your reaction to it all. But we're also going to meet the Primary School Student of the Year. Looking forward to that. Newly crowned over the weekend. We'll meet the student this morning. We'll tell you who she is when she comes. Oh, boy, let it slip. I was supposed to tell you. But anyway, we'll meet her. It's her, yes, when she comes in this morning. Of course, it's in the Nassau Guardian already today, so you can pick it up and read all about her before she comes on the air. But we're looking forward to that. So a lot to get to on this Monday. Let's begin, though, with what's in the news. And in the news, of course, the big story is the F&M convention. We'll get into that. We will have a lot of time to talk about that this morning. But there are some other things we want to get to really quickly before we get into the politics. But good morning, DeAndre Cartwright. Good to have you with us.
Good morning, Dwight Strachan. Happy to be here.
Feels like I just saw you a couple of days ago.
Listen, I am still so very proud of you for coming out and supporting Jeannie Dean's cancer support group fun run walk on Saturday.
Yes, it was a wonderful time.
Yes.
Time. And thanks for encouraging me to get out. And
the first of many, I hope.
First of many in a long time. I used to do these all the time. It's just that, Saturday morning.
You're just restarting.
Yeah, maybe I'll get back to how I used to be.
Yes, but of course you also need to rest. You're up early not almost every day of the week. So I get it.
Thank you.
But I'm proud of you for, allowing us to interrupt your schedule.
Right. It was a great time on Saturday, and good work by GD Caring and Sharing Support Group and City of Hope for the Walk for Hope Walk. Wonderful time. All right. Just a couple things in the news before we get to the convention. This video shocked a lot of people over the weekend, or did it? Maybe it didn't. I don't know. But we're so used to it now. But in broad daylight, we keep saying that that's something shocking anymore. I mean, it's almost always broad daylight now. But 3 people shot on East Bay Street Saturday morning. Police say 2 men, ages 24 and 25, were shot, and a 15-year-old boy was grazed by a bullet. The teenager was treated and discharged from the hospital while the men were still hospitalized and listed as stable at last report. According to police, the victims were in a white Acura that was parked in front of a business when two men who were inside a Nissan Juke shot at them. Videos circulating on social media showed the alleged shooter running from the Acura back to the Nissan and then quickly driving off. Police say they were actively searching for the perpetrators. Wild, Wild West. Or the 1930s, or
You would
in
think
the U.S. or something, with the mobsters and gangsters and everybody just shooting up the place.
You would think, back in the day, it used to be in the daytime, these things just wouldn't happen. I guess I wonder, because I love the numbers. Statistically, would it be because of a decrease in efficiency, or is it an increase in person just wishing to commit a crime? Like I don't know.
They don't care. I suspect it has nothing to do with anything. It's just that
They
I
just
see
want
you.
to.
I've been looking for you. There you are.
Here we go.
I got you now.
Oh, boy.
Daytime, nighttime, anytime.
I guess I wonder, again, going back into time. I don't know. It's like, I think it's just like I'm also a psychological mental shift too, but then also it's like more pressure as to why it's happening with such frequency now. But then again, the population has also risen. You also have more persons in a particular type of lifestyle now. So then the averages would have been increasing, which would impact the likelihood and probability of these things occurring. It's
Could be that. Or, I mean, back in the day, you worked, I get what you're saying. You work under the cover of darkness so that you're less likely to be detected if that's what you're into. But today, I mean, we've got some fantastic lawyers who are using all manner of defenses as to why what you think you saw as a witness is not what you saw.
Oh, wow.
And how this person's, the build quality of the person, the physical build of the person you described fits 60, 70, 80% of the population. So are you sure it was this one?
Oh, goodness.
And I've heard everything.
So we're going back to perhaps law reform, or is it that the lawyers, the criminal defense lawyers, are using the law better than those who are prosecuting? Because I don't know if we want to go down that road today.
But everything, the CCTV network is still lacking. You can't follow people, which you can in other jurisdictions, from place. Like you should have been able to follow that group to the next spot they went to, and on and on and on.
Question, did we ever get a feedback as to say if the CCTVs were actually, working? Because I don't think we ever heard anything on that.
They claim it is.
Really?
But how widespread is it, right? So because
yeah,
people can drive into a certain area and then disappear.
Oh, goodness. What was it? I saw this thing over the weekend, of course. Seeing it online, I actually saw one of the folks at the airport actually respond to it. And they also were saying that their monitoring system was not working, in the particular part for a particular incident that occurred. So I'm not, I think this efficacy of these monitoring systems seems to be a bit more widespread than we thought.
What now? CCTV
Yeah.
or okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Allegedly, there was a bag left behind or whatnot. They thought that they could find it, and they asked to see the footage, and apparently the cameras weren't working.
Yeah. Always convenient, eh?
Right.
But that happens a lot. There, you don't have total coverage. There'll be spots here and there. They're not telling you where the spots are, probably for good reason, but also they're not telling you where the spots aren't.
Yeah, I think you remember we got a lecture. Maybe I got a lecture. I can't remember if it was the two of us or just me. When when we get routed, I tend to forget these things. Where they were saying that they don't want to say exactly where they're not working because then that gives the criminals. Yeah, and I get that, but it's also, can you help us understand why some of them are not working so that we could maybe give you some lenience as in the persons who are responsible, to maybe better appreciate the limitations that you have. I don't know.
Yeah. Lots of questions, but we'll see. They're looking for these folks. We'll see how long that takes. But boy, oh boy.
Well, hopefully there are descriptions and that could assist. But as you just mentioned, with good lawyers, those descriptions could fit how many percent of the population. But we will keep hope alive. We will keep hope alive because this is... It's intensifying. I mean, from the footage that I don't know if you saw, but you saw the same thing, but it's like riddled. The vehicle was riddled.
Yeah, that was like
And the thing is that that's a very high trafficked area. And so I wouldn't say it's impossible, but it's quite difficult to just concentrate that activity in one direction. I mean, come on. And then also it's very close to where we have lots of visitors. And were we having that conversation like months ago about, and I think there was actually a defense to say with wherever the tourists are, it's more safe or something like that. I don't know.
Only the people who bring that up care about the tourists. The other folks, whatever.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So inside that area, you have the marina where you have certain types of folks that are coming in. Mm-hmm. So I'm just saying. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see what comes out of it. We'll see what happens. All right, so let's get to it. Let's get to the F&M convention. Did you watch? Did you listen? I wanted, by the way, just wanted to shout out to our team who did a fantastic job. Bonnie Toot and our team did a live broadcast. I think that's the only game in town for radio, if you wanted radio, on the Guardian News Network. Good. And wonderful coverage there. But an interesting evening, and we had a guest on Friday who predicted it would be 3-1 victory for Pintard. I got to do the math here, but that sounds pretty close, if not 4-1. Pretty close. 486 votes to 163 votes.
Well, I guess the same guest needs to come on for the next elections that we have as a country, maybe. Yeah. And then determine if they're going to do the prediction for which party, because now it's gone from person to person to parties.
Oh, okay. Who knows? We'll assemble a team.
The Avengers unite.
If you missed it, if you missed what happened, take a listen to this report from our Vonique Toot.
Fresh off his decisive win in the leadership race against former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis, newly re-elected leader of the Free National Movement Michael Pintard entered the night session of the party's convention to much fanfare on Saturday night. Pintard received 486 votes, while Minnis got 163 votes. He acknowledged the contributions of Minnis, who did not appear to be present.
And in opposition, and God knows opposition hard, that you weathered the storm, and together, in the beginning, with a group of no-name, face-recognized F&Ms, we stood in solidarity and brought the system back on board, brought the establishment back on board to support Dr. Minnis. And you made your contribution in opposition that propelled you to become Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas for the fourth time the Free National Movement led this country. And so it's clear to us that there were any number of accomplishments that you've achieved that are noteworthy. And with your permission, in the fullness of time, this organization wishes to pay tribute to you for your contribution.
To those delegates who voted for Minnis, Pintard said the party will only be stronger if they all work together. Turning his attention to the F&M's plan for governance, the party leader laid out several promises that he pledged to fulfill if the party wins the next general election, including restoring tax exemptions for over-the-hill, greater powers for local government, establishing a multi-purpose Junkanoo Stadium, and removing value-added tax from certain items.
We will take VAT of core healthy foods, from medicines, from infant care products, from women's sanitary products. And we will put VAT back on those properties that exceed $2 million. It'll pay the difference. We believe that any government that cares about its people who are unbanked in the Family Islands will make sure that provisions are made for banking in the Family Islands.
If elected, Pintard also pledged to improve the ease of doing business and land reform.
That a comprehensive land reform plan is going to come under the Free National Movement. That we believe the government has failed. The government has failed to put in place a fairer, more equitable tax system. If you're in this room and you're making $300, you are paying as much as the person in this room or at home who's making $160,000. You're paying the same thing on a tube of Desitin or wipes or feminine products. It cannot be right that at this stage in our development as a country, we have not found a more equitable way.
Amid uncertainty over the Davis administration's plan for Bahamas Power and Light, the FNM leader had this message for Energy Minister JoBeth Kobe Davis.
We want to serve notice on the minister with responsibility for energy. If you seek to privatize BPL without going through a competitive bidding process, we'll stand with the workers at BPL. We'll stand with the consumers at BPL. And I know they will stand with us because we know we are unstoppable.
Meanwhile, newly re-elected FNM chairman Dr. Dwayne Sands, who received 431 votes, pledged to work with his opponent Ellsworth Johnson, who received 221 votes. Sands told FNM supporters internal elections are difficult, but it is time to come together.
It's time for you to come home. Come home.
Hey, yo, 1, 2, 3, get up, we got victory. No acting they throw at me.
It is time for us to be all together. We need every FNM at every level, in every constituency, in every family island, to rekindle the torch, to be a light of hope in the midst of the darkness in which the PLP has plunged our country.
Reporting for the Guardian News Network, I'm Voning Tude.
Okay, all right. Very interesting stuff there. A lot said there. A very lengthy speech. Maybe a little too lengthy, but it was comprehensive.
There was also a very quick feedback from the PLP, I believe.
Yes, quite well. Yeah, two sets. The very short statement from the Prime Minister on Twitter, X. Let me see if I can pull that up really quickly. That one, very different from the statement that you heard from the PLP later.
Well, I guess, you have the party speaking and the Prime Minister speaking, but shouldn't it be the same messaging?
No.
No?
Apparently
Okay.
not.
Oh.
That's not how we do it. All right, so let me
That
pull.
would have been helpful, though.
Well, when do we get that? All right, so where is the PLP? This is the Prime Minister's statement. The Prime Minister on X said, quote, "Congratulations to Michael Pintard for holding on to his leadership position in the FNM. We hope he can become a constructive partner for change." But the PLP issued a statement later, yesterday, and said, statement from Progressive Liberal Party, Pintard holds on to leadership position, but immediately renews doubts with unhinged performance. The PLP said Michael Pintard held on to his leadership position in the FNM after 2 years of presiding over infighting, backstabbing, internal lawsuits, and chaos. He celebrated with a strange, unhinged series of untruths and attacks. One can only imagine Hubert Minnis's frustration watching Pintard's speech, saying, quote, "How did I lose to this guy?" Indeed, there are already whispers that any temporary facade of peace within the FNM will be fragile and short-lived, as Pintard failed to offer Bahamians any reasons to believe a man who has struggled to lead his fractious party could be a force for progress in the Bahamas. Pintard's speech highlighted his deficiencies as a leader and thinker. He attacked a very popular and successful school breakfast program that is helping Bahamian school children start their day off right. He ignored the government's innovative National Youth Guard. Real gains in fighting crime, long overdue action on shanty towns, major investments in healthcare and infrastructure, and the record number of visitors. Now, why would he talk about those things? Come on now. But that would be weird. Wouldn't it be weird? Anyway, the current government rescued the country from fiscal crisis and knocked $1 billion off the country's deficit, reversing years of damage caused by incompetent and indifferent FNM governance. His call for reducing the size of government, which could only be referring to dismissing essential civil servants, no, not necessarily, shows a disturbing disregard for the livelihoods of those who serve our country. Most troubling were his references to repealing PLP policies that do not exist. Pintard has no accomplishments and no positive proposals for change, but he's still not ready for the big time. Well, we know who this statement sounds like, but okay, there you go. All right, so let's get to that part that he says before we get to your comments on it. The part that he talks about repealing and going back over certain things. So let's see. Arcandia Dames writes about it in today's Nassau Guardian. So this is what he says with VAT. He said, we will take VAT off core healthy foods, from medicines, from infant care products, from women's sanitary products, and we will put VAT back on those properties that exceed $2 million. It'll pay the difference. He also pledged that his administration would make public the settlement amounts entered into by the Davis administration with various individuals who had sued the government. He said, quote, we are different from them. That's why we don't know what the settlements for the public servants who they entered into secret settlement arrangements with. We'll make every one of those arrangements public the day after we get to government. We'll start looking at those files because we want to know whether or not you gave monies consistent with the injury you believe the person has suffered, or you've given them a lot of extra for whatever. Inquiring minds would like to know. Several of the policies, the pledges that he made, are related to the ease of doing business and fair tax policies. He said, quote, because the government has spent your money so badly, they are putting their hands in the pockets of business people every day. Imagine this for a moment. The fella spent all the money you gave him yesterday on things that did not affect your life. Then he comes back to you in the next financial period and he says, I care about you, but here's what I want you to do. I want you to not only pay your business licensing fees for this year, but I care about you so much I want you to pay next year in advance. Pintar pledged in the first 30 days that, quote, we will completely reverse that decision. In the first 30 days in government, we will stop making small businesses and persons who are renting apartments compliance officers. How in the world is it your job to figure out if your landlord has paid their national insurance or if they are compliant with every government agency? You already have thousands and thousands of people. You mean you can't send none of them to go find out? Pintar also announced a plan to reverse the Davis administration policy that mandates that 50% of insurers' total portfolio be held in government securities. He said, quote, hey, here's a government done spent all of your money yesterday, and because you are in the insurance sector, they believe you're making money. They now come to tell you, you know the investments that you're making. We fully expect that you will invest in government securities. How do you get to tell me when and where I invest my dollars? And if memory serves me right, the last time I invested with you, I didn't get a return on my dollar. We intend to revisit these hardship provisions that have been put in place. We believe that any government who cares about its people who are unbanked in the Family Islands will make sure that provisions are made for banking in the Family Islands. Okay. So there's a lot of that. You can read all about it if you missed it. But the POP is claiming that some of the things that he said aren't true. And reducing the size of government doesn't mean getting rid of civil servants, public servants. It could mean not having so many people in the cabinet or having a government position. It could be.
Those
Who
are
knows?
fighting words, Dwight.
Oh, yeah? For
Those are
whom?
fighting words. Trying to rile people up first thing on a Monday morning?
Now, who are we going to get riled up? Who's going to get riled up there?
The folks who possibly will lose their
Oh,
job, you know?
okay.
In cabinet, in the houses.
Focus
you know?
on what you were put there to do. Represent the people who voted you
arguably
in.
they would say that they're doing that, no?
But the people can't reach them. They can't see them. They can't get to talk to them. They don't answer the calls anymore.
No, I mean, some of them do, man. Some of them do. You sip your tea. I just wanted to go back. I think, who was it? The IMF, and I wonder if it was the IDB as well, because I think, was it the IDB that actually did a report on the civil service of the Bahamas back when, with some suggestions on how to improve, as well as the IMF has been recommending for years now that the size of the civil service be reduced. And this has been through successive administrations. So when we talk about that, and when we hear that, we can only assume that when we talk across government, we're talking about civil servants, we're talking about the politicians that are holding positions. If you are holding a paid position, so that's not just the civil servants, but those are contract folks as well. And we have to also keep in mind, members of parliament receive a salary, guys. They receive a salary, and then also when they're appointed to these different bodies or different positions as well, that's also another salary on top of it, if I understand correctly. So you have a member of parliament salary, then you have, if you're a minister, salary, or if you're a minister of state salary, or a parliamentary secretary salary,
Or a chairman of
this board, or if you are managing director, however you term it. All of those things are additional salaries. So some of these folks that are in power are actually receiving multiple salaries, which is why they like to have heavier portfolios. Unfortunately, it's very difficult to balance those technical portfolios on top of your political one in your constituency, which is why when you hear a person's calling for effective local government, that would almost help with that, not completely alleviate it, because we need to really revisit our system of governance. But when we're speaking about, increasing the efficacy of government and maybe decreasing certain things, like all of those things come to mind. You have persons who are collecting multiple contracts. And if you really think about it, we're not talking about the politicians at this point, but the other technocrats who are receiving multiple contracts, that could be multiple persons employed, whereas it's only one person who's actually receiving that. And so you would be able to spread the butter evenly if you had more than one person receiving those contracts. But unfortunately, that doesn't work that way. That portal with who received contracts, is that up to date? Is it active? I haven't checked in a while.
A daily question.
Okay. Well, I always have daily questions anyway.
Yeah. Daily questions and a few answers. Yeah. Well, let's hear from you folks. What did you make of it? What do you make of what Pintard is saying? What do you make of what the PLP is saying? Let's talk. Let's talk about, in minutes, what should be the future of former Prime Minister Hubert Minnis. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Or call us toll free 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us 422-4796. Okay, let's take this call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning to your guest, Poppy. Dwight, I don't know. I listened to it on, I visually can't see, so visually impaired. So I listened to it on Guardian Radio, and I enjoy it. Listening, I think, what's your name?
Vonique Toot.
Yes, Toot did a great job, awesome job. One of the sweetest, nicest voice when it comes down to broadcasting, just like the lady who's doing the news in the morning. Ferguson. I wanted to find out if you have any idea, or maybe you was watching it on TV too, what did happen? Because when the deputy leader, Shannon Dore Cartwright, was talking, it's like, it reminded me when Mr. Christie them used to do the convention, and when he stepped in the room, like how everything is stopped, it doesn't matter. We're talking about, I was wondering if time was running out on the F&M to the convention, like the TV airtime, and they had to hurry up and get everything in. I think Kwesi Thompson was strong. But my question to you and to the Bahamas, is that it now with Simon Wilson? No punishment, no evaluation? Normally, when things happen like that in the public service, officials or not, they either have time off or some kind of psychiatric evaluation. And, he's dealing with a serious part, the money part. So I was wondering if anything in the news and the papers, and I just missed it as a blind person. And they did say something that Simon Wilson might have either been on probation or something.
No, we haven't heard it. We haven't heard anything yet.
Because, Dwight, when he carried on like that with the reporter, I wonder if it was just like it was a meltdown or temper or, you can imagine a person like that, right? It's a person that could have happened, so they should intervene even more faster. But God has allowed these things to happen, so we could see how some of these individuals is carry on, who get a little bit of power, or who we put in charge to do our thing. You can imagine if he was armed, like how they issue armed guns to officials and persons in this country.
No, let's not go that far. We don't need to go that far. But we haven't heard anything yet. We'll see. We'll see if the government issues a statement on it now. It's a very busy time for them and for his position. But we will see. We'll see. We'll keep you posted. Of course, you will hear if there is anything. But hey. Okay, let's stick to the budget today, folks. Let's stick to the F&M convention today. We'll have a lot of time to talk about the budget in a little bit, I'm sure, over the next few weeks. But let's get to this call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Is that me?
Yes, you're on the air.
Golly days Strachan always along with you and
Deandra, yes.
Deandra, right?
Yes, right. You remember.
On this date.
Good. How are you?
I'm only saying God. Dwight, my main reason for calling, right? Last week on your show, right? I had called, right? And I made a statement pertaining to the show, right? Pertaining to walking. What I should have said is that I walk all over this Nassau, but I listened to that show. It said I walked all over the country. You know, so I don't see how I could have done that. As that came out of my mouth, I only wanted to correct that, please. Okay?
Okay. All right. Thank you. Appreciate it. Let's take another call. Good morning. You're on the air. Hi. Good morning, caller. Turn on your radio for us. Doing well.
Good. Just to speak to Mr. Pintard's victory on the weekend. First of all, congratulations to him. But I was listening to a commentary that he made when he said that the workers of BPL that should privatization occur and a competitive bidding process not take place, that he will be standing with the workers. That sounds like deja vu to me, because a lot of these politicians, when they are in opposition, the cause of the workers is always, paramount to them. But once they become the government, something happens and that whole thing shifts. I remember former Prime Minister Minnis on the bridge with the workers, and then once he won the government, their matter was never a priority to him. A word of caution to Mr. Pintard. Many Bahamians are at the point where we're not listening to what the politicians say. We are watching what they do. And if history is any good teacher, much of what he said with reference to BPL is very likely going to be rhetoric. Thank you very much.
Wow. Okay. Interesting points. Thank you very much. Let's take a couple more calls, and then we need to take a break. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning. How you doing, sir?
Doing well.
I was calling in reference to a speech by Michael Pintard. He made an analogy between someone who's making $160,000 and someone who's making $300 and paying the same amount of tax for a cube of deficit. Is that a suggestion that he wants to change the tax bracket between persons in terms of paying on sales taxes, or is that going to be something in terms of a new income tax or something like that? I just wanted to make clear on that. I'll hang up on this.
Yeah, we don't know the answer, but we're left to assume a lot of things. It's possible. It's possible. Is that what he means? Sales, income tax. That's what many people are thinking, I'm sure. Yeah, or I don't know how you would be able to eliminate VAT for certain people and not for others based on income. That would be very challenging.
Not only challenging in terms of gauging their income, but it's almost how do you track that?
Yeah.
Right? How do you track that? How do you track spending? How do you track income outside of their primary job? How do you track? For goodness sakes, we can't even track the amount of contracts persons have. And that can represent multiple streams of income coming in.
People don't declare. That's another
Among
story.
other things,
but
right?
yeah, so yeah, so it must be.
I mean, technically, we don't declare as a country if we're talking about VAT, income and returns and things like that. I mean,
and duties when you're coming into the airport and stuff.
You know.
Oh boy. Anyway, yeah, but it sounds interesting though, right? We'll see. He's got 2 years to get that together. But
I believe in miracles.
Let's take this call. Good morning. You're on the air. Hi. Good morning. No, let's take this call. Good morning. You're on the air. Okay. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Call us toll free 242-300-5720. We've got this text here. I agree with lots of the policies stated by the leader of the opposition, but particularly the one that mandates business license fees paid a year in advance. An asinine policy. Where in the heck will small to medium-sized businesses, where are they supposed to get the money from to pay the government a year in advance?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been causing lots of stress. Absolutely. This text here, what I want to know is the names of all the people who have consultancy jobs within the Bahamas to see how much money we are paying out to people for consultancy.
I have the same question.
You sure you want to know that? Boy. Please.
Well, if the call for public bids, right, we see that in the papers or whatnot, then how can we not see the outcomes of those bids? And that's one step. And then further to that, if you're advertising for a particular position, and maybe we're not advertising for all of the positions, which would indicate a lack of transparency in certain areas, and that's not a very positive business practice. But there should also be something to talk about appointments.
Let's take this call and then we'll go to the break. Good morning. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, Dwight, and good morning, Ms. Cartwright.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, I don't know if you remember early last summer, I told you when I came to Freeport that the young people and many of the core FNM supporters said they wouldn't support Dr. Minnis. Well, I think the results on Saturday is a culmination of, I think, the people and Grandmama frustration. But more importantly, Dwight, a couple of weeks ago in the House, Mr. Pintar was asking Minister Colby Davis something in reference to BBL. And she said that she was going to answer after results. So does it mean that on this Wednesday we're going to get some answers based on the question he was asking? Because those politicians, when they're in power, they need to know that they need to manage their arrogancy because they are still accountable to the people.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
then her answer was irrelevant. But she was going to wait on the FNM, the results of the election. So hopefully she would answer this Wednesday. Thank you.
Okay. I suspect she meant during her contribution to the budget debate. I don't know exactly when that's going to be, but that meshes it with what we've been told, that there will be more clarity on the BPL issue in the coming weeks. They said about 2 to 3 weeks, which falls right in line with the budget debate. So perhaps, maybe, but we will see. You're right, though. That comment was totally unnecessary. Let's take this call. Good morning. You're on the air.
Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
I think Mr. Hubert Minnis, he need to find some new fellas to come around him to give him his advice as to how he can do things. This boy, some big faux pas being made. He called an early election. That means all them fellas would lose that 8 months of salary. Them fellas don't just forget them kind of thing. And on top of that, these same fellas can advise you to come back before people remember the situation with Storm. People remember the situation with COVID and the lockdown and all of this. They attribute this to Hubert Minnis. Then you can step up to you're crying on national television. You're so personable. You ain't listening to nobody. Then you're going to say to the former prime minister, listen, Hubert Ingram, time finished. I in charge. Well, my brethren, I can say this. Mr. Ingram, don't forget, you certainly think you battleship in the middle of this thing.
Yeah, very interesting. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Appreciate the call. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll have more of your text messages and more of your comments on this. This is Morning Blend on a Monday morning, the first Monday in June. June, almost halfway through the year, 2024. Can you believe it?
Boy,
My
no.
goodness gracious.
No.
Wow, and it's hurricane season. Oh, dear Lord. Yeah.
Adulting.
Wow. We'll be back. Stay with us.
I've been stressed out past couple of months, I swear that only God knows I couldn't drive my car by my girl, I couldn't hail my bros. By the food store lines, they're long and plus the ATM broke, man, I can't even go KFC, get one famous boat. Until one day the Prime Minister say if you want go, then go. So I can get me one shape up and I can put on my clothes. I going straight by the bar because it's Flickin' Road. Well, let's get some dirty bungies cause it's Flickin' Road. Since when this open up the country is just
9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
RBC. Are you buying a home, renovating, or exploring mortgage options? With cash back and up to 90% financing, we'll find the perfect mortgage for you. Pre-qualify in just 60 seconds and get connected with a mortgage specialist today. Visit rbc.com/mortgages/all of you. RBC. Conditions apply.
Are you tired of the hustle and bustle of city life, yearning for a relaxing getaway without the headaches of international travel? Well, we've got just the thing for you. Escape to paradise without leaving home with our limited time 2-fly free offer for Bahamas residents. Whether you're craving adventure, seeking to reconnect with your roots, or simply yearning to unwind in secluded shores, the Family Islands has something for everyone. But you better act fast because this incredible 2-fly free offer is only available until June 30th. Don't let this opportunity slip away. So why wait? Book your trip today. Escape the ordinary, discover the extraordinary, and experience the magic of the Family Islands. Visit BahamasResidence.com for more information and start planning your ultimate island getaway today.
Bahamas Liquidation and Auction Center, your friendly and affordable vendor one-stop shop, where you can get all of your groceries, kids' lunch snacks, and vendor snacks items at the best prices in town. Don't believe us? Find us on Market Street in the red, white, and black building south of Chesapeake Road. We don't stock anything, just buy deals, so you better get there first. Call us today at 698-0123 or WhatsApp 557-2522 or follow us on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates. Remember, always make us your first stop.
It is time for your first look at traffic for the morning, brought to you by RBC. Get a no-fee auto loan with up to 100% financing. In your real-time traffic this morning, we're seeing heavy traffic as usual on Milo Butler Highway from well south of Bellot Road, straight through the Fire Trail roundabout, all the way up to Tawny Grooms Darling Highway if you're heading northbound. And traffic is backed up a bit along Tawny Grooms Darling Highway, east and westbound. Elsewhere, we've got some slow-moving traffic on Gladstone Road as well, northbound, north of Fire Trail, straight through to the roundabout with JFK Drive and Bahamas Boulevard. Blue Hill Road, building traffic near St. Vincent and Carmichael Road. And just as you get over the hill, if you're heading northbound towards the roundabout with Independence Drive. Independence Drive looking busy for you. That's westbound. And eastbound on Tawny Grooms Darling Highway, approaching that roundabout, looking busy as well. Even a bit of congestion southbound on Blue Hill Road if you're heading toward that roundabout. Blue Hill Road picks up busy again the closer you get to Cordo Avenue near Big Pond if you're heading northbound. And we've got Robinson Road, bumper-to-bumper westbound traffic between Soldier and Old Trail. Soldier busy for you north of that intersection on the way to Bernard Wolf and Village Road. And, of course, Eastern Road, heavy traffic for you westbound. You're not moving. Just east of Fox Hill to about Johnson Road at this time. That's what we're seeing right now. We'll have another update for you after the 8 o'clock news. Morning Blend Traffic brought to you by RBC. Visit rbc.com/carloan/all of you for more information. And it's time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Easy Car Sales. We've got troughing across the islands that's going to continue to produce unsettled weather, mainly in the central and southeastern Bahamas. Meanwhile, high pressure centered north of the islands will support light to moderate breezes. There is a risk of localized flooding in low-lying and flood-prone areas in the central and southeast Bahamas during heavy and prolonged downpours. And boaters and beachgoers should be alert for waterspout activity, especially along northern and eastern shorelines. Your forecast for today, first Monday in June. We've got, for the northwest Bahamas, variably cloudy and warm conditions with a few isolated showers and possible thunderstorms. Becoming fair and warm tonight with a few isolated showers and thunderstorms. For the central and southeast Bahamas, partly cloudy, occasionally overcast. Scattered showers, isolated thunderstorms through tonight. Some showers will be heavy and thunderstorms severe at times. Look for temperatures around 91 degrees Fahrenheit, 33 Celsius for highs. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 77 Fahrenheit, 25 Celsius. In your extended outlook, Weak high pressure will continue to produce light to gentle breezes, while troughing is expected to slide south of the islands, pulling much of the moisture away from the area. When will the rains come? Significantly for the northwest Bahamas, that's a question. But for tomorrow, Tuesday, partly sunny and hot with a few isolated showers or thunderstorms, becoming fair and warm at night with a few isolated showers and thunderstorms. Wednesday, partly sunny and hot with a few isolated showers and thunderstorms, becoming fair and warm at night, with again a few isolated showers and thunderstorms. We are in the Atlantic hurricane season, and the tropics are quiet for now. Tropical cyclone formation not expected during the next 7 days. That's your morning blend weather check, brought to you by Easy Car Sales. Easy Car Sales is pleased to announce that the new Geely pickup trucks have arrived. Come and see the luxurious and spacious design of the exceptional all-electric truck, great torque, large payload, dual cab, and the latest technology that will amaze you. Visit easy242.com to find out more and book your test drive. Reserve yours today. These Geely pickups won't stay on the lot for long.
Now let me see now. 326 ETIC. Hello? This Epic battery. This Miss Beulah from around the corner. I hear you're selling tires now on Wolf Road too.
Praise the Lord. It's about time. I live Fox Hill and Fire Trail. It's too far.
That ain't all. They open Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. On Sunday and holiday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
My brother Sam, he's a hacker, and he could go right there and get fixed up.
Call us at 326 Epic. We ship also to the Family Island.
Maybe it's time to explore your options. There's no harm in reviewing your mortgage arrangement and considering a better deal. CIBC Caribbean can help you narrow your search and decide. Switch your mortgage to CIBC Caribbean and enjoy a special interest rate and help towards your switching cost. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/inspired home for more information. Conditions apply.
Here in the Bahamas, we love our food. From savory comforters to refreshing coconut water, our cuisine reflects our vibrant culture and abundant natural resources. But as our population grows and global challenges like climate change loom, ensuring food security is more critical than ever. We at the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources want you to play your part by supporting local farmers and fishers. Together, we can reduce our carbon footprint and promote economic resilience within our communities. Let's honor our traditions, protect our environment, and ensure that the flavors of our Bahamas endure for future generations.
Bahamas, let's work together to lower our food import bill. Food security is in our hands.
Food security is in our hands.
Take some advice from your Aunt Angie. If you're going to invest in an exotic pet, choose anything but a Norwegian forest cat. Apparently, they will eat all your jewelry. Before you know it, you're racing to the vet when your cat escapes from his carrier and lunges for your earrings. You crash and your cat swallows your pearls. But if you're smart, you'll have CG Motor Insurance and get the best comprehensive coverage for the price.
Get the best comprehensive coverage for the price. CG Atlantic Insurance Agents and Brokers. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
Hey, Dunkin' fans, get ready to celebrate the sweetest day of the year, National Donut Day, June 7th. For one day only, Friday, June 7th, enjoy a free donut with the purchase of any drink at Dunkin'. That's right, your favorite coffee, iced tea, or frozen drink gets even better with a delicious donut on the house. Choose from our mouth-watering lineup, classic glazed, chocolate frosted, jelly-filled, and more. There's a perfect donut for everyone. So mark your calendars and head to Dunkin' on June 7th, because at Dunkin', we make every day a little sweeter. Don't miss National Donut Day, Friday, June 7th.
Maybe it's time to explore your options. There's no harm in reviewing your mortgage arrangement and considering a better deal. CIBC Caribbean can help you narrow your search and decide. Switch your mortgage to CIBC Caribbean and enjoy a special interest rate and help towards your switching cost. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/inspired home for more information. Conditions apply.
Apply Applying for a mortgage but don't know where to start? Use these tips to speed up the process. First, visit your bank and get pre-qualified. This is an assessment of your ability to repay. To get pre-qualified, carry your passport, a recent pay stub or verification. If self-employed, 2 months bank statements and a bank reference letter. Ask questions. Is there an application or commitment fee? What will the interest rate be? Are there any closing costs or prepayment penalties? Get smart. Get money smart at Bahamas.com.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Float Channel 612. You can tweet us at MorningBlend969 or Facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Text us on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC 422-4796. And now at 8:21, time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams Paints. We've got troughing across the islands that's going to continue to produce unsettled weather, mainly in the central and southeastern islands. Meanwhile, high pressure across the area, just north of the islands, will support light to moderate breezes. We also got a couple of warnings. There is a risk of localized flooding in low-lying and flood-prone areas in the central and southeast Bahamas. That remains high due to heavy and prolonged downpours, so keep that in mind. And mariners and beachgoers should be alert for possible waterspout activity and the risk of rip currents, especially along northern and eastern shorelines. Your forecast for today for the northwest Bahamas: variably cloudy and warm with a few isolated showers and possible thunderstorms, becoming fair and warm tonight with a few isolated showers and thunderstorms. For the central and southeast Bahamas, partly cloudy, occasionally overcast periods, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms through tonight. Some showers could be heavy and thunderstorms severe at times. Temperatures today look for highs around 91 Fahrenheit, 33 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 77 Fahrenheit, 25 Celsius. In your extended outlook, weak high pressure will produce light to gentle breezes, while troughing is expected to slide south of the islands, pulling much of the moisture away from the area. So for Tuesday and Wednesday, look for partly sunny and hot conditions with a few isolated showers and thunderstorms, becoming fair and warm at night with a few isolated showers and thunderstorms possible. The tropics are quiet. Tropical cyclone formation not expected during the next 7 days. That is your Morning Blend weather check, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams Paints. Sherwin-Williams Paints has got you covered for all your painting and equipment needs. Visit Sherwin-Williams Paints online or in-store today. And it's time for another check of your traffic for the morning, brought to you by RBC. Get a no-fee auto loan with up to 100% financing. In your real-time traffic, Malabala Highway still your hotspot this morning from well south of the Fire Trail roundabout, straight through the roundabout up to Tawny-Williams-Darling Highway if you're heading northbound. And you're going to see some more traffic as you get closer to the Six-Legged roundabout if you're heading northbound, but especially eastbound on JFK Drive, and a bit of congestion southbound on New Providence Highway and on the Farrington Road side as well, heading toward the roundabout. Elsewhere, we've got Gladstone Road, still slow-moving traffic northbound, just north of Fire Trail, straight through to the roundabout JFK Drive and Bahamas Boulevard if you're heading north. And a bit of slow-moving traffic on Carmichael westbound to Coral Harbor Road. Blue Hill Road near Carmichael, also busy for you, especially north of Soldier Road on your way to the roundabout with Independence Drive. Independence Drive back to both directions, east and westbound, but especially westbound. And East Street north and south of the intersection with Soldier Road looking busy for you if you're heading northbound. Robinson Road and Prince Charles Drive, heavy traffic from Beatrice Avenue straight through into Robinson Road, right up to Old Trail. And Prince Charles is busy at the major intersections and near Elizabeth Estates. And Eastern Road still slow-moving traffic just east of Fox Hill, straight up to Johnson Road if you're heading westbound. That's what we're looking at in your real-time traffic this morning. That's a traffic alert brought to you by RBC. Visit rbc.com/carloan/all of you for more information.
Bahamas doesn't mess about when it comes to product range and product knowledge.
If it's a new product come in the store, we walk the store and study that product.
One thing with our boss, if a new product comes in, he takes the time and he's always keeping us up to date with product knowledge. And we just had 9 weeks of different products that we had to study, and we had exams at the end of each product.
Yeah.
The only way we can sell the product effective, we have to know that product. Yeah, that helps us to relate to our customers. It gives us better knowledge to know what product to introduce to them. You understand? So we can know what product to give them to use and what product not to give them to use. So product knowledge is really key in Sherwin-Williams.
They got the keys. And the key is the product knowledge that comes with our extensive product range at Sherwin-Williams Paints, Bahamas. Find color in every day.
At Wendy's, we are different. We don't just use beef. It's fresh, never frozen. Our burgers are square because we never cut corners. Served hot off the grill with fresh lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and American cheese. We believe in fast food done right. Always serving fresh, never frozen beef. Order a hot, juicy Dave single, double, or triple. Made with fresh, never frozen beef. Now only at Wendy's. Different inside and out.
Earning zero interest on your savings at the bank? With as little as $100, you can start earning interest on your money while you're sleeping, eating, or standing in line at the bank with the CFAL Savings Express Plan. Ready to invest? Start by putting $1,000 into our mutual funds and earn interest there too. Because at CFAL, your interest is our interest. Visit CFAL.com to start now. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations of Bahamians.
At Simplified Lending, we've unscrambled the loan process, making it fast and hassle-free. Personal, business, medical. You apply, we'll reply in as little as 24 hours. Call us today at 603-1730 or stop by Simplified Lending in the R&D Plaza on JFK Drive. Simplified Lending for simplified living.
Simplified Lending for simplified living. Simplified Lending for simplified living.
Now let me see now. 326 ETIC. Hello? This Epic Eckert battery. This Miss Beulah from round the corner. I hear you're selling tires now on Wolf Road too.
Praise the Lord. It's about time. I live Fox Hill and Fire Trail. It's too far.
That ain't all. They open Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. On Sunday and holiday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
My brother Sam, he's a hacker, and he could go right there and get fixed up.
Call us at 326 EPIC. We ship also to the Family Island.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way.
The votes are in and the convention is finished.
The F&M convention.
Oh, shoots.
Certain things I want to mention.
Lord have mercy.
About the F&M convention.
Only they let the devil fool you.
Oh, you bit minutes.
Yeah, what's up, Doc?
Convention is finished. Look like you get beat bad.
Yeah, for more.
Beat bad from Pintard. You thought it was gonna be easy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. But when the votes roll in, unstoppable Pintard win. Beat bad, yeah, you get beat bad from Michael Pintard. Beat bad, yeah, you get beat bad. Pintard hold you in the dance. They said no, not this time. They said no, it is Pintard time. Turn on the radio, Ruben Ingram talking. He was having little fun. He said that you was one and done. Cool. Remember when you was PM? No, we ain't forget. You was doing for more. Coming home. You said in your next term, that's when you could focus on the poor. Yeah, now I see it. Beat bad, yeah, you get beat bad from Michael Pintard. Get beat bad, yeah, you get beat bad. Pintard hold you in the dance. They said no, you don't had your time. They said no, it is Pintard's time. Yeah, you ain't gonna do it no more.
Wow, Solo has outdone himself. Well, that is a classic there.
How did I get a classic that just came out?
Fast. He's very fast.
At what point is it considered bullying? At what point is it considered
just reporting
bullying?
facts.
Facts?
He's holding up the mirror
The mirror
to society and just telling you like it is.
You know, some persons can't handle that very well.
Well, if you can't handle it, get out of the
kitchen. If you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen.
Convention center. Well, whatever it is. Good morning.
Apparently, he did get out of the convention center, though.
Nowhere to be seen, but we did see him dancing. Maybe he was hearing this song.
Are we sure that was before or after? That may have been before.
No, that was yesterday.
That was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, he's in high spirits. He tried, and he is a very good sportsman.
Water off a duck's back on the moon. Fishing. Good morning. Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan, along with Deandra Cartwright. Coming up in a few minutes, we're going to be meeting the brand new Primary School Student of the Year. We're going to have her right here in just a couple of minutes. All right, so we're getting your reaction to the convention. If you didn't know, you heard Solo tell you just now. I guess it was a bad situation. Michael Pintard convincingly returned as F&M leader. And we're getting your reaction. You heard the PLP statement. Quite an interesting statement there. And we're getting what you have to say about it. You can call in 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. All right, so let's get to your text messages. This text says, why did the PLP release that unhinged statement? The PM's congratulations was satisfactory. Congrats to Pintard, but the government, but they got the chairmanship wrong. Okay, that person. Wow, interesting. This person says, congratulations to Michael Pintard. All the best moving forward. Why don't we go back to old UBP days, east, west, north, south, in New Providence, and add local government with it? With like Andros, Bimini, Barry Islands together with their own local government, get rid of the deputy prime minister post, cut down the cabinet, and hire people to do roads and parks and allow the prisons to clean the roads and cut down the millions in contracts. And thank God Doc is gone.
That's a lot to unpack.
No, actually, they said UNP days. I don't know what that is. What is that? You know what that is?
UNP.
I don't know. I'm thinking they meant UBP. Were you thinking it was UBP?
No, it had to have been.
What is it being the end?
I mean, I wasn't alive during those times from what I've read.
Oh, my goodness, I don't know why I would want that, but okay. Minnis and Brad need to get together and revamp the DNA.
Yeah.
And then what? What would happen?
But didn't Branville
what will come out of that?
Didn't Branville do the same thing with Minnis and bowed out from leadership?
They want an end to the DNA. That's what they're saying.
Oh.
Clearly. I mean, I can only assume. They want it to be finished for all. If that were to happen, that would surely mean the end.
Oh, my goodness.
No? Okay. Every opposition promises the world. They say what we want to hear. All government settlements paid should be public knowledge. Prime Minister Davis said he would have the most transparent government ever. People are tired of the false promises and idle talks.
You may be tired, but you're still voting every time. Every single time.
And they're only telling us they're tired. They're not telling them they're tired. Are they telling them they're tired?
Do we hold people accountable? Again, I say let's go back to the you can actually question your member of parliament, you know. Like I want us, can we do that? Perhaps like just have a segment on a future show about the rules and regulations surrounding the role of a member of parliament and what exactly the people can do.
Well, the people can question, absolutely, but they do question them. They ask them, when will I get my contract?
That's what it is.
This person says, congratulations to Michael Pintard. I would love to see former Prime Minister Minnis act as a guide on the side. What type of guide? He spoke about all the mistakes he made and would like to see them corrected. This is an excellent time for him to steer Pintard clear of those mistakes and from the sidelines help the FNM out. Anyway, become the best government they can be. I assume that's what that means. Okay. Caller, we'll get to you in a second. This one says here, if multiple MPs get caught in scandals and the Prime Minister does nothing, why would your previous caller expect anything to happen to the Financial Secretary? At worst, nothing happens. At best, he gets another paid leave till the government changes. I'm more curious about Pintard's silence on implementing FOIA term limits. Term limits, and finance reform ASAP to unite this nation and clean up corruption. Or was last Saturday much ado about nothing in the bigger picture of the leadership? Interesting times. I mean, the speech was long enough. I don't know if you expected to hear everything in it. I think but this is many years, many miles to go before we get to the next election, we think. But
maybe they'll call an early one.
Oh dear, because that works.
Well, I mean, they may have their reasons. Are we clear on the reasons why the last one was called
you're right.
early?
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, you never know what's going through the minds of the persons that are able to do these things off of a whim.
Yes, you're right. Let's take this call. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight.
Hi. Good morning.
How you doing, man? How you doing?
Doing well.
All right, that's good. Good morning, DeAndre.
Morning. How you do?
Yeah, man. Everything blessed.
Good.
Hey, yeah, that's a solid song now, Dwight. That's a song put together so quick. That man talented, man. He's so talented, boy.
He is.
That's an awesome song, man.
Mm-hmm.
You sure
but Dwight, I did told you when I called you on Friday, I said at least 3-1, though. You remember? I said at least you get beat, at least 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to congratulate the re-elected leader and his majesty loyal opposition. Congratulations them and the whole team, Dr. Dwayne Sands and everyone. Yeah, man, ain't no one playing with Menace, man. The Menace era is over. We ain't going back to that. You say you have some things to do for us, Menace, and anything. Thanks, but no thanks. We don't want it. We don't want to keep it. Yeah. We don't want you come back to bring them. You had your chance, you ain't did. We ain't want it no more. Yeah, thanks. And what the text to say? Him and Branville McCartney, and Branville and Kevin Harris, them, and Erica Morris, them talking foolishness on this radio. Yeah, y'all go join the team, revive the DNA, go bring back, and y'all get fight over who could be leader between Branville and Dr. Menace. Either that or cross the floor and go to the PLP. Because all that support you had from the PLP, the one you beat, went so bad, slamming up on the table when you walk in there. You ain't slamming up on the table for Pintard, but slamming up on the table when you walk in those of Parliament. Cross the floor and go to the PLP. They want you. They support you all through this election. You know?
Okay. All right.
All right, right.
Thank you very much.
Have a nice
Appreciate
day.
it. Very, very colorful. All right. I agree with the caller. I was put off by the mention of VAT removed from sanitary pads. Please do not fall into the trap of legislating by talk show. Don't give me these shiny objects. Show me your entire shadow budget. It's all estimates anyway. And if it makes sense and the Davis administration copies it, good. You got a head start. Why would you be put off by it?
No, I actually do want to know, Texter, could you clarify?
And legislating by talk show, I mean, because there are people who are calling talk shows and hosts who are saying that should happen. You think...
Did it not happen and then they removed them for particular items?
Not that. I think duty is off, but not that. That's on every table.
There was a move
That's
on
every table.
No, but there were a list of items where VAT was not on, and then they were put back on. Was it not in the last, I want to say, 5-6 years?
Oh, you mean that it was off under the previous administration?
Yes.
I am not sure. It could have been.
Because I remember
that
there
was
were
put back
town
on
hall
everything.
meetings
Yes.
on it. There was a movement by women activists and persons in the sphere. who
But
were
this
saying-
one they said it early on that creates complexity. We don't want a situation like that. Just put that on everything. So
Complex.
Because there was a whole lot of issues that were VAT free, items that were VAT free. You're right about that. It might have been. They might have been included in that. Yeah. Boy. Anyway, this person says here, Prime Minister Davis will become one and done, just like former Prime Minister Minnis. The handwriting is on the wall. Yeah, you sure?
Oh, that's where people were meaning, because I only saw like a lot of cryptic one and done stuff, notes coming across like my feed, and I was like, what in the world is going
They're
on?
talking about Minnis now, right?
I would assume so. I don't know. But then I was like, but he's not even, like, why is this even, what are we talking about here? But now you're saying Davis, I'm like, okay, which side are you all on? Like, what are you all talking about? I'm trying to understand.
I just want everybody to have one and done. It seems. Okay. I believe Pintard on the tax situation. One call from Liver Key, and that will be gone, though. Oh, I don't believe Pintard on that. Okay. And Pintard, your newly elected chairman, who was the Minister of Health. Boy.
I have a question. I think he's where the money is. Now I thought it was Albany.
Any gated one out west. I see these Bahamians jumping up and down for FNM and PLP, but none of these parties are dealing with BPL, just kicking the can down to another government, which is a major burden on all Bahamians. But we are making drones duty-free and detergent sheets. Nothing about making our lives easier, while we are scared to turn on our AC and all this heat because of the bill. Continue smartly. Carry on smartly, the same. Okay. Why? Yes, the UBP day. Yes, they did mean the UBP. Oh, dear Lord.
See, there you go. They clarified, yes.
Yeah, UBP day, sorry. And you have Deputy Prime Minister position, which is not called for, just a waste of money.
Well, again, are they receiving a salary for the Deputy Prime Minister's position, which is also not constitutional? This is not inside that document. And then are we looking at cabinet procedures? Is it also listed inside there? Also, none of those things actually been updated. Do you know that those are actually public documents? We need, again, I really want us to do that show on how our government is supposed to function.
This person says, congratulations to Michael Pintard, Dwayne Sands, and all the winners. FNMs are fired up and ready to work to get the PLP out of office. This person says, Dr. Minnis needs the COVID police to rescue him. Congratulations, Mr. Competent Authority. You're being very mean, very mean.
Yes, I did. At what point is it bullying? Be strong, Dr. Minnis.
Oh, boy. All right, so we're going to pick this up a little bit later in the show, but we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to meet the new primary school student of the year. And it's always a great talk with these inspiring young people. That'll be when we get back. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. You want to go out with Solo again? More of what? You don't want to hear more of that?
Dwight.
For the people who missed it, yeah.
Okay. Wow.
The FNM convention.
More shoots.
Certain things I want to mention
Lord have mercy.
about the FNM convention.
Only they let the devil fool you.
Oh, you bit menace.
Yeah, what's up, Doc?
Convention is finished. Look like you get beat bad.
Yeah, for more.
Beat bad from Pintard. You thought it was gonna be easy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. But when the votes roll in, unstoppable Pintard win. Beat bad, yeah, you get beat bad from Michael Pintard. Yeah, beat bad, yeah, you get beat bad. Pintard hold you in the dance. They said no, not this time. They said no, it is Pintard time. Turn on the radio, Ruben Ingram talking. He was having a little fun. He said that you was one and done.
Cool.
Remember when you was PM?
No, we ain't forget.
You was doing for more.
Coming home.
You said in your next term, that's when you can focus on the poor.
You never see it.
Beat bad, yeah, you get beat bad from Michael Pintard. Yeah, beat bad, yeah, you get beat bad. Pintard hold you in the dance. They said no, you don't had your time. They said no, it is Pintard's time.
Yeah, you ain't gonna do it no more.
Doctors Hospital has reimagined primary care. We have invested to improve our health system, ensuring that accessible, affordable, world-class clinical care is closer to you. We understand that your relationship with a primary care provider shapes the foundation of your overall health. Our new modern primary care facilities are where critical diagnoses and true personalized treatment begins. With locations across New Providence, Grand Bahama, and Exuma, we invite you to experience the Doctors Hospital difference. Book your next appointment at clinics.doctorshosp.com.
Here in the Bahamas, we love our food. From savory comforters to refreshing coconut water, our cuisine reflects our vibrant culture and abundant natural resources. But as our population grows, ensuring food sustainability is more critical than ever. By supporting local farmers and fishers, let's honor our traditions, protect our environment, and ensure that the flavors of our Bahamas endure for future generations.
Food security is in our hands. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners, too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
RBC. Life is full of twists, turns, and defining moments that create your own unique story. However your story unfolds, we're here to help guide you through it. From every big decision to every new adventure, RBC. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean/all of you.
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strollo with Deandra Cartwright. Oh boy, this is getting bigger and bigger. We are very happy to have with us. We're going to get back to the FM convention in just a bit. But we're very happy to have with us the brand new Primary School Student of the Year. Abigail Moss is in the studio with us. Abigail, good morning.
Good morning.
Great to have you with us. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And she's also brought along Mom, Anya Moss, and we also have Ricardo DeVoe with the Primary School Student of the Year Foundation. Everybody, great to have you all with us.
Good morning.
All right, so Abigail will get to you in just a second. But Ricardo, another great week of events.
Yeah, we completed our 28th annual Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year.
we were so excited that this year we had 125 nominees, and we were able to offer 125 scholarships. Every child got a minimum of $1,000, and we had 72 students who got laptops. So every child truly walked away as a winner. We offered $249,000 in scholarships.
Wow. Is this
And
the first
65
year everybody got something?
No, we have had since 2018, everyone has received something.
Excellent.
And so that's our goal, to continue.
Yeah. All right, so for those who aren't familiar, I don't know how that's possible, but let people know about what it is that you all do.
The Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year was started in 1997, where we honor the top primary school students in the country. And we are so excited this year of Abbigail, who would have been selected by an independent panel of judges. Well, Abigail is sort of a history maker because she is the third student from St. Francis Joseph to win the Student of the Year. St. Francis had in 2003 Tennille Curtis. In 2022 was Julia Adley. And now we have Abigail, who has the only school that has won 3 times.
Oh, wow.
The only school.
Excellent. So they're doing something right there. Right. All right. So tell us about the criteria. What do you look for and how?
What we look for is the student must be well-rounded. We're looking for the child who has good grades, but we want them to be involved in the community. We want them to be as girl brigades or girls, the Girl Guides, Boy Scout. We want them to be pathfinders. We want them to be involved in sports. And so that's well-rounded. And we want them to be involved in the community as having some sort of initiative that they're helping to give helping to make it better in the community. Mm-hmm. And these kids are really doing that. Mm-hmm. And so we're excited.
So what made Abigail stand out?
Well, one of the things is that Abigail's platform is healthy snacks. And she has really committed for persons eating healthy. And so I think that stood out to the judges. And I also think that her grade, she has a 4.0.
Wow.
She's been on the principal list since grade 1. The principal list since grade 1.
Amazing.
So,
all right, so let's talk to Abigail. Again, congratulations.
Thank you.
Healthy snacks. How did you get into that?
Well, I really like to eat.
Don't we all?
Yeah. So whenever I get hungry and my mommy say, go find some food and leave me alone, I just go find. We live on a farm, so there's always a bunch of fruits available, like bananas, mangoes, coconuts, sugar apple, and a lot of other things.
Wow. All right, so you have no problem eating those healthy fruits.
No, sir.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't like them. So how do you get the message out that this is what we all should be eating?
Well, I did a couple of initiatives, like giving snacks to the Children's Hostel and the Nazareth Center, and I also funded an autism fitness program.
Wow. Okay. What made you decide to do that?
Well, one of my friends in school has a mild case of autism. So that was my inspiration.
Yeah. Tell us about the program. What were the aspects about it? How did it work?
Well, I took my Christmas money, and then it was not just me, but it was also my god sister, who was also a Student of the Year nominee for her school. Yeah. We took our Christmas money, combined it, and donated it to the program.
That's really, really cool. Can other people help you with that?
Yes, sir.
Tell us about it.
Well, they could also donate to other charities. Like my god sister is also doing a cupboard drive for the Ranfully home. So every month she would collect snacks for them to make sure the cupboard never goes empty.
That is pretty cool.
That is
brilliant.
Is amazing. That makes my heart sing.
Yeah, give us the name of the program. What's it called?
The Ranfully Home Cupboard Drive by Christina Dean.
Okay. Excellent. So tell us more about the life on the farm. What is that like?
Well, I really like going out on walks because we have a very big yard. So there's a lot of room to play. One time I got lost.
I am sure that your mom was worried. And ladies and gents, we have Abigail's mom joining us also inside studio. When I tell you, she is the spitting image of her mother. And so you can hear the positive impact that she's had on Abigail from such a young age. How do you look up to your mom?
Yes, Mom.
Yeah?
He basically says that I'm Lily, the younger version of her.
Oh, wow.
Another fact, I was reading up on her before she came in, and she's involved in so many different groups at school, and I think everybody knows that I'm a linguist, right? This little girl can speak Spanish very well for her age.
You all were speaking Spanish together.
We
recorded a little
were.
bit before the show.
¿Quieres decir una cosa en español? ¿Sí? Okay, so buenos días, Abigail. ¿Cómo estás?
Tengo hambre.
Sí, yo también. ¿Qué quieres comer? ¿Qué quieres comer?
Nada.
No, tú tienes hambre. You are hungry. So what do you want to eat?
No sé.
No sé? You know, that's the perfect thing for when children say they don't know what they want to eat, because then the parents, we can try to actually give them whatever's available, such as all the fruit that's on your farm.
Wonderful stuff. All right, so all of us who don't speak Spanish totally lost just now, but thanks a lot.
We were just saying good morning and how she's doing.
Right. Wow.
You know, all the basics.
I think you were talking about
her
this.
mom
That's
speaks.
fine.
Had learned French as well.
Yeah, so did I. So I don't know what you all were saying.
So then
we think you were talking about us. But that's fine. Let's talk about school, though, Abigail. What do you like about school? You're doing well. You're doing very well. But what's your favorite subject?
My favorite subjects are Spanish and math.
Yeah. Well, see, Spanish. Why math?
Well, I just love solving the equations. I just had this passion for math.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Where did that come from? Mom, were you into math? Are you into math? Talk right into that mic there. You can swing that.
Yeah, I was pretty great at math as well. Yeah, but my favorite subject was creative writing, which is the opposite of what she likes.
I'm sure she's good at that too, though.
Sometimes I think it shouldn't exist.
What? Creative writing? Oh boy.
Listen,
you're just 11, so there's time. There's time. Wow. Okay, so that means when you go into the sciences then, when you get bigger, when you grow up, is that what you want?
I either want to be an architect or the future director.
Of education, of Catholic education to be
Yes,
exact.
Mom.
Oh.
Sorry, just to say I'm also Catholic educated, putting that out there, so I'm very proud that we have a Catholic educated primary school student of the year. Wow. But why do you want to be the director of Catholic education?
Well, when I first went to Miss Rule's office, she inspired me to be it.
Really? How?
Well, I had a talk with her, and I was amazed by all the things she has done.
Oh, my goodness. That is so impactful.
Well, this year they had to do their unsung Bahamian hero, and Miss Roll was her unsung hero.
My goodness. And Ms. Rule has been doing great work in her position up until I think
She retired last year.
Right. And I'm like, my goodness, the amount of lives that you have touched. And it sounds like Abigail wants to grow up to do the same thing. That's incredible.
Take us back to Saturday. What was that like? How were you feeling before they announced the winner, and how did you feel after?
Well, before she get there, let me tell you, we have a twist that happens. Yeah, the award, because every child gets something, we call them beforehand. So we call them in another category. So we have the winner and the first runner-up are called in a previous category, so they would think that they won a $2,000 scholarship.
Right.
And so,
why are you trying to stress these kids out? What are you doing?
Yes, we
And the parents,
yes, and that's what happens. And then at the end we tell them that everyone has already received something, and so everyone is at the level playing field, and now we'll have the winner and the first runner-up.
Oh, wow. All right. So when they did that, how are you feeling? How are you feeling that night?
It was nerve-wracking. When I went up, I was like, this is probably the lowest place my school ever got it. And when I sat back down, I was literally saying, maybe this is a trick. Maybe
you were onto them.
Yeah, I was on. I was like, I haven't watched any of the previous ones, but I was like, maybe if maybe they give everyone something, and then they will announce it like they already did it. And then I realized my envelope was different from everyone else because my envelope was plain white, while everyone was like a dirtyish color with the logo on it.
Listen to the analytics coming into play.
Young detective. All right. So when after you were onto them and you realized, wait, there's more to this. Tell us about that. When you heard your name.
I was hoping that was more to that. That was literally my strong point right then and there.
And so when you heard your name, what was going through your mind?
Well, they read stuff about me first, and that's how I figured it out.
Yeah.
Because they talked about what I did, and then when they said who I wrote my story on, I was so happy and surprised.
Yeah. Wow. And then you've just been beaming ever since, I'm sure.
Yes. Sir.
Wow. And Mom, how did you feel when you heard this and the success that Abigail's been having?
The initial or the final?
Tell us everything from the beginning straight through.
Okay, so as Abigail described, it was very nerve-wracking for parents. You could feel all the nerves in the building. When her name was initially called, we had the same thought that she had, that we were hoping that she would have come a little higher, but we were excited for her nonetheless because she was among the best and the brightest, and her just having a seat at the table was enough for us. So we were really excited for her, and I know she was excited about her laptop. And when they said that everybody had received something and that they're going to go back for the first runner-up and the winner, I think every parent's prayer at that time was to hope that it was them. And so when they were reading the bio and they said the 75th Brownies Club, I knew what her number was for brownies, and that was the moment I realized that they were talking about my little star.
Oh, wow.
So we were excited. We were extremely happy. When we were going up, I tried to grab as many people from her village because it honestly really takes a village for us to get her to where she's at now. It's just not me and her father, but her village. Yeah. And so we were trying to grab all of them while we were going up to be like, hey, come up because this is your win too. Wow. So we were extremely excited and we were very proud of her.
Excellent.
Actually, she is from a product of education. Her Grammy, Cynthia Morse, was former principal at Xavier St. Thomas More. Wow. So she is a educator at heart.
Her current
aunt too
is the principal at Xavier.
Okay.
Oh, and her aunt Jacinta Goff is currently the principal at Xavier. Yes.
Wow, wonderful. So people are expecting a whole lot from you. What do you do for fun though, other than the hard work you're doing at school and the farm? What do you do?
Well, I like to play with my friends a lot. And I also like to build Legos, watch iPod, go outside, read books. It's really just like a normal life I'm trying to live. But also wonderful. With like a big part, a chunk of it being extraordinary.
Wow, that's inspiring. All of us need to be like that, right?
Yo.
Oh, man. Wow. We need the balance. Yeah.
Listen, she's reminding us of what life is about,
Absolutely.
Dedicated to your goals, and you make time for fun.
Yeah, wow.
Dwight, did you hear that? Make time for fun.
I'm taking notes.
Thank you.
All right. What would you say to maybe somebody who's in grade 3, grade 4, grade 5 right now, and they're like, I want to be like Abigail. I want to be primary school student of the year. What advice would you give them?
That was actually me.
Yeah?
Because in grade 4, when I was in grade 4, Jalea won. And she got a whole day for herself. And when I read her thing, her bio that they put in this newsletter, I was like, hey, we have a lot in common. Because we both like the color purple. We both like building Legos. I was like, maybe I could be her one day.
Yeah.
And it happened.
Wow, look at that. Wow. So high school, what are you doing for high school? You have to go to a new school, right?
Yes, sir.
Which one are you going to?
The Big Red Machine!
Now we got to turn off. Now we have to turn off your mic. This is a sad way to end this. Oh dear.
The phone is already lighting up.
Abigail, you are doing so well.
Up already.
You're doing so
red
well.
people are going not
Look
the
what you did.
convention
Look
red
what you
people being
did.
Come on.
boy. Well, I mean, hey, you gotta have one flaw, but that's fine.
I want to go to Aquinas.
Yeah.
And why
So
aren't
what
you
happened?
going
Why
to
aren't you going to
Aquinas?
Aquinas?
Soccerholic next to me.
Mom, this is what you did? Oh boy.
Okay,
Well,
I
it's
got
okay.
you, I
It's
got
okay. You'll be okay. So, congratulations again. You're looking for great
Pass
things.
for Aquinas.
You have to pass Aquinas to get to the school now.
Oh, so it's intentional. You know, once this is a Catholic school.
And I passed Aquinas with flying colors.
Good.
Mom's getting uncomfortable. It's
It's,
not too late. It's only the
sounds like-
first Monday in June, right?
It sounds like Abigail wants to go to Aquinas. You know, the home of the Aces. You know, yes, the producer. Yeah, let's do this. We got two Aquinas people in the
Aquinas people I've
building.
ever
All
seen
y'all
in my
ready?
life.
Do not call this place and try to show us hate. Thank you.
Well, Abigail, despite this act, you're going to be great. We're expecting wonderful things from you, and looking forward to talking with you again soon.
Yes.
Yes, congratulations. And Mom, congratulations, and the whole family, everybody, great stuff. And Ricardo, you all keep continuing to do something amazing, and this is a fantastic booklet, and we're going to read more. And you saw this? You're in the paper today?
Yes,
Pick
sir.
up today's National Guardian to read more about Abigail. Thank you all for being with us this morning. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Just want to note, Dwight, that I think in 2 weeks we will have a supplement out with all of the winners in the Guardian. So all of our winners we will feature all of them. So you'll get to see who won what.
Wonderful
So,
stuff.
We're excited.
Thank you all again. Really appreciate it. All the best. Keep us posted.
Yes, sir.
All right. We're going to take a break for news and be back with business. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Monday, June 3rd, 2024. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan along with Deandra Cartwright. And we're going to continue discussing the FM convention and what came out of that and getting your reaction to it. Just want to say I want to thank Abigail Moss, again, Primary School Student of the Year, for this a wonderful, fun discussion, and her mom, Anya Moss, and everybody. Congratulations to all of them. Great stuff there. We've started off SAC versus the world discussion this morning. Everybody's messaging about that.
I was going to say, from she said that, I saw the phones lighting up. Like, come on, guys.
Everybody. But
Didn't they say that's like the biggest cult inside the country? SAC? I'm pretty sure I heard somebody say
I don't know if
that.
I've ever heard it, but it seems like it is.
Or is it that it's the biggest gang? No, they said
No,
that's
no,
police.
no,
Sorry.
no. Oh, what's going on with you today? Wow, but you went to Aquinas, so I guess that explains the
What are you trying to
the
say, Dwight?
special animosity there. But everybody, but you can't deny it's a good school. Even I will say that.
Yes. Not denying it.
Yeah,
Just
no,
just
it
reminding
is.
that if you are Catholic educated and inclined to continue in that education, there are actually two options. Not just one. Just saying.
All right, so we want to get people saying, "Oh yeah, well, thanks Abigail." There's a text. Thanks Abigail for such for such inspiration this morning.
No, she
And
really
lots
was
of people-
inspiring,
Yeah,
though.
yeah, really great. Lots of people saying, "Go Sack."
Healthy Snack Initiative. She said
we felt very guilty about that because we were eating cookies this morning while she's talking about healthy snacks.
No, that I listen. I was trying not to laugh
Right.
because I'm
There's
like
greasy paper right here on the table.
That's because that's sweet buttercream that I would have used. Sorry, I made macadamia white chocolate chip cookies, so that's what we're snacking on this morning. But no, that is a 6th grade student that has a healthy snack program utilizing fruits that they're growing in their own yard, showing sustainability practices. Then she also was telling me before we started the show that she is actually a tutor for Spanish or whatnot, right?
Okay.
She's involved with how many organizations, such as the Brownies. Shout out to Miss Garraway, those y'all doing great. And then beyond
with autism,
right,
that
and then
talked
she
about.
created a program, an initiative for persons with autism that was inspired by one of her friends. That is a 6th grade student.
Somebody's asking, how old is this young girl? She is 11. She is 11 years old. The texter goes on to say, she's a real positive product of a healthy environment. This is an amazing program, I'm talking about the Primary School Student of the Year program, that should be duplicated in more schools, creating more competition at a young age. Well, no, every school in the country, pretty much every school in the country takes part. They had 125 people. So everybody sends their best primary school student, 6th grader, and it's been going on. This was the 28th year.
Yeah.
This is a wonderful, wonderful initiative. We just have to figure out what we're going to do when they get to junior high. We lose a whole lot more through the junior high years, and even the parents seem to slack off a bit, as if they're old enough now and you know what to do, and I'll be over there, and that's when they need you most, it seems.
Well, it is that, agreed, but also while we celebrate those that are doing well and coming from positive environments, we also, as you say, that we tend to lose some junior high school, we're also losing them at the primary school level. It's starting earlier and earlier. I was having a conversation, I have many friends who are educators, and we were discussing really how 1st graders are acting, 2nd graders are acting, because this particular one is primary school teacher.
Acting out,
acting up, mimicking what they see at home, right? And lashing out because of what they don't have at home. And so it's almost like, okay, we have programs that are for our younger ones, but the reality is that our children are still children until they turn 18. And also depending on which definition we use, it's up to 25. But let's say 18. So as you said, and that's very true, and we need to analyze that a bit more. What do we have that can enthuse our young people and their support systems, if they are present, and even if they're not, try to arrange that when they're in junior high, when they're in high school? Because is it that we expect for them to be externally motivated while they're in primary school and then somehow become internally motivated when they get to the high school level? But what are we doing to encourage that?
Yeah.
What are we doing to support them?
Yeah, absolutely. So in today's NASA Guardian, be sure to pick up today's NASA Guardian. There's a whole story on the Primary School Student of the Year awards. And,
They have all the
some
lists of the
information.
winners.
Yeah, all the winners going back to 1997, and some information on the wonderful prizes that Abigail won, and more in today's NASA Guardian. Again, we wish her all the best, and we've had some amazing students on the show. We have a good partnership with the Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year program. Every year we have the winner come on, even when he or she is from a family island. Before they leave town, they come on Morning Blend the morning after. And we really appreciate that. I've met some, and you should see it. Many of them are now doctors, are now doing all manner of amazing things.
Yes.
And just makes your
I will say
feel
that
like you wasted your childhood.
Like, what were you doing?
So
what were
we
you doing in primary school that you didn't get that?
Oh, boy.
And
Yeah,
the
well.
beautiful thing what Ricardo also does is that he keeps in touch, like the foundation keeps in touch with these young people as they move on, and not just the winners, which is commendable, because a lot of times we put our focus on those that may have placed while, forgetting about the others. But I will go on through my feed every so often, and then I'll see that this former nominee for Primary School Student of the Year, or this former winner for Primary School Student of the Year is now doing this, got accepted to this, is now the president of the student government, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm like, this is what we need to be exposed to. What are our young people actually doing? What are they capable of, to celebrate them? And that serves as an example to really encourage them to say, hey, we see you, we support you.
Yeah. So, I mean, it doesn't have to be this group, but perhaps we can get somebody to do it for the junior high students and for the senior. And there's a lot of programs for the seniors, I guess.
There are a lot.
But something to encourage junior high students to...
Yeah, because I mean, if we look at it, it's almost you get your scholarships and whatnot. And there are many scholarships programs that are out there, but do we have one that I think that gains as much traction as this one does, that is as thorough as this one is? Because as Ricardo was telling us, it's not just about the grades. It's about what the student is doing. Like, honestly, when you read up of what Abigail is doing, that she literally sounds, if you take her age out of it, that sounds like a high school student that's very immersed inside their community. That sounds like a young adult that's immersed inside their community, making a difference. She is 11 years old. It's almost like, what are you doing?
And every year you hear that. These people have started amazing programs. I hope they're still going. And if it's going on in junior high, that would encourage them to keep at it.
Yes.
And so we have to really get to our preteens and our early teenagers.
It's an intervention strategy almost, right? With an incentive involved. And again, there are lots of scholarships programs that are out there for when you are done with high school for college. But again, this one right here, there's nothing that really measures up to the Primary School Student of the Year. Outside of it, I mean, the closest thing I think some persons may argue would be the All Merit Scholar or whatnot program. But again, it's not necessarily the same thing. Definitely
No, it's
not.
very different. And that's at the end. We're losing a lot of the people in between.
Yes.
And so something for 7th, 8th, 9th graders is desperately needed. Hey, that's a project for somebody out there. Take it on, please. Let's hear from you. Getting a lot of your text messages, and we'll get back to the FNM in just a bit. But you can text us 422-4796. You can call us 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us 422-4796. Call us toll free 242-300-5720. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Yes, good morning, Dwight, and good morning to your co-host.
Hi, good morning.
Listening to the young lady just now, the 11-year-old child, was absolutely amazing. Her ability to communicate is beyond comprehension for me. You know what I mean? She was truly amazing. The people from St. Augustine's, they have a right. Like you said, Dwight, they have good reason to be proud of the school, because St. Augustine's is an organization, institution that has achieved much in academically and sports-wise. You know what I mean? Soccer's like a government school is dominating. You know what I mean? Like private, I know all other private schools were envious, especially the young lady in the place from Aquinas. But I'll just move on to what I wanted to say, Dwight, was just a quick thing.
SAC is trying to be like QC. SAC is trying to be like QC, so that's what we know. But sure, SAC is trying to be like QC, and so that's fine.
Trying to be like QC?
Yes, that's what I said.
You mean like how we start to come second, and like how we start to lose the track and field. That's what they're trying to become.
Oh boy! We're trying to keep it positive. We try to be like Abigail, and keep it positive.
I'm trying to figure out how they trying to come like QC.
Well, I mean, we're thinking.
Used to losing. I mean, I'm
the SAC people can run.
Let me make my other point, Dwight.
Right. Yeah, let's do that.
Because I probably won't get a chance to make it since you were talking about it before, and you're going to say it again. When I listen to Mr. Pinta, I don't want to say congratulations to him. I mean, for whatever it's like. But listening to him is proof that there's going to be nothing in the future that's going to be different for us. And what's interesting, Dwight, is that on a major issue like BPL, right? And the fact that, the people used to own it and should we own it. It's amazing that the two parties, none of them feels as if the best thing for BPL or the best interest of the people is for it to remain in public's hands. None of them. It's amazing that both of them agree that we should get rid of it. You know what I mean? But the only problem Mr. Pintard has is that he wants it to come out to some kind of bidding process. When he started to, before he said bidding process, I thought he was going to say referendum. You know what I mean? I thought he was going to say that we're gonna push that they bring this issue to the people so the people could vote on it, so the people could say exactly what it is that we want to do on this thing. But no, the man say something about bidding cards. So I know it's going to be nothing different. But like I said, it's amazing that an issue that's so major as BPL, both parties have the same intention, which is to get rid of it. None of them have that the intention to keep it for us. But remember, I want the people to remember this: that the first Prime Minister of the nation, Lyndon Johnson, said that if we are unwilling to fight for our country, then we deserve to lose it. He didn't say who, but he only could have been talking about politicians, because only them sell us out by getting rid of our assets, and with every asset that we lose, with every regulation body that comes over us, we lose our country. That is how we are losing our country. So we are not willing to stand up and demand at least a referendum on this issue. Demand that Michael Pintard, if he cares about us, demand that there's a referendum on BPL so they could check what they feel about it.
Okay, before you go,
Like I say, soccer's the best ever.
Don't go yet. Okay, so we don't know what the government has in mind, right? As far as we know, the hint is that it's going to be a PPP. So it's not that they're going to get rid of it, but they'll have somebody else manage it.
Yes, sir, but
that is not good enough for you?
No, sir, because no, sir, because then the best interest, see, Dwight, the best interest, like the best thing that could possibly happen and the right thing is for it to remain 100% Bahamian owned. And you know something, Dwight, but you know what I found out that was a surprise over the weekend? That, because, people talk about how the airport agreement NAD thing is such a wonderful thing, that PPP private thing, right? But I learned over the weekend, according to Mr. Gowenbo, I think that's his name, I think that's his first name, that we the people don't really make no money from the airport. That all the money that is made to the airport, that's them people who running it. And it made me wonder, and I thought about when Ms. Hannah Martin achieved some type of like financial increase for us for some airspace thing, right? Who's getting money for airspace, the airport or the government? Because if the airport, the people who run the airport is get all the money for the airspace thing, then that means that the whole thing Ms. Hannah Martin making, the whole that wasn't to benefit us in no way. But like I said, I was extremely surprised to learn that we don't make no money from the airport, and that airport is ours. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you a question. So, if BPL were to become profitable and still in the hands of the Bahamian people, how do you think that would benefit you and me and other consumers? How would
if it become profitable, like if we were to keep ownership and it became profitable?
Yeah.
Well, well, for one, Dwight, I mean, it would be how it was meant to be, right? But then what that would do, Dwight, is that it would allow us then, if it was profitable, then we can take that much-needed money and do other things that we need, but we don't have to be borrowing anymore, you know what I mean, for one. So we can at least start to pay down any debt that we owe, for one.
With the profits from BPL?
To fund education, to fund health care, and to fund other necessary. But then BPL will only be one aspect of increased revenue if we were to do things correctly. We'll have money coming in from all kind of other places if we were to run things correctly and if we were to hold these people accountable. Because, see, Dwight, we elect politicians to look out for our best interests. And that means that every decision that they make should be ultimately in our best interest. It shouldn't be no second choice or no third choice. The first and only option should be what is in the best interest of the people. And there's none who in the House right now is speaking on that level. Everybody is talking the same talk when it comes to BPL, that we need to privatize it, which is not in the best interest of the people. But like I said, I was surprised to hear that we didn't earn any money from the airport. But when I thought about it, I said, something? All the airport is a port. It is a port of entry and a port of exit, just like the port by the dock. So just like how we don't make no money from the people them by the port, we need to control our ports. We need to control our docks. We need to control our airport. We need to control our electrical company. We need to control our telephone company. And the people, and we need to stop paying people them to give us water, because that's absolutely ridiculous also. Ain't nobody should be making no millions of dollars from our government to be giving us no water. You know what I mean? We need to stop all this nonsense, like.
All right.
All right? But
I think
the young lady was very impressive this morning. Very impressive. And Strachan is the best school ever in this Bahamas. And that's a fact.
Thank you very much.
You all have a
Appreciate
good
it.
day.
I think you're misconstruing what Gal and Bo said, though. But you know, the taxes, the lots of taxes that people pay in and out of the airport, so that we do make money in other ways, whether there are profits and people getting money. We'd have to get the information, right? But I don't think you could, if BPL were profitable, use the profits to go and fund other things. I don't think that's how it's supposed to work. It's probably exactly how they got to where they are now. I remember there was a time when BPL certainly was not having the financial issues they're having. But if government would do that, as opposed to a private entity or private partnership, private-public partnership, take the money for something else. You don't want to do that. That's exactly how you get into problems.
Right,
You need to reinvest that into the company, into the corporation, into the people there, into equipment. You don't take that to go and fund other things and pay down this for somebody else. And a government would do that. Oh, boy. But anyway, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight. Good morning to your guest.
Hi, morning.
I love listening to the young lady this morning.
Yeah, she was great.
If only I was in primary school, she would have inspired me.
She could still inspire you as an adult.
Yes, she can. Listen, and congratulations to Mr. Pentard. Yay, I was pulling for him. What the gentleman was saying about BPL, when was the last time BPL turned a profit, first of all? Secondly, the bill that is there lingering on BPL head. Please explain how the Bahamian people would have to find the funds to pay that off before we could even. Why would we want to take charge of something that is losing money? If we have a PPP, and somebody can help us, I feel like that would be a better choice. You understand? And yes, going to tender where other people can bid on it, I feel would be better than just slipping it off under the rug. So I'm in agreement with Mr. Pintard on that. And BPL is not turning a profit. I don't understand where the gentleman thinks the Bahamian people should get the money from for it. Why should we be suffering for years on top of years to try and pay this off, your bill going higher and higher and higher and higher, and you're getting less and less light because you're carrying off so much, but when you get to BPL to pay your bill is still on top of the mountain.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, so all of these things need to be in consideration. Where will we find the funds to pay off BPL debt?
Yeah. And it is unfortunate that the government has not given us more information, so the speculation is running rampant and people making all kinds of assumptions about what's going to happen, but we don't know yet. We don't know. Hopefully we will hear before the end of this month.
I doubt we will hear anything because the way this government seems to be running is they do what they want to do, how they want to do, and the best we can do is just sit down and wait and, I guess, bite the bullet at the end of the day. Because they're not telling us anything at all. They're not even giving Mr. Pentard who's them any answers for anything. So I don't expect anything from them.
There's only so long they can keep us in the dark. Pardon any puns there. But yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right, let's read some more of your messages here. Again, more about Abigail Moss, the 11-year-old primary school student of the year. This person says here, oh boy, Deandra, this one. Great show as usual. Of all the schools that could carry that highly intelligent child to, they pick SAC. Her parents ain't safe. Oh dear.
Oh goodness.
Oh my Lord. And they go on to say, please tell everyone to stay hydrated. It is at least 400 degrees, or it was 400 degrees yesterday. And beautiful, inspiring young lady. She inspired the 61-year-old me. The biggest cult in the country is the PLP, the one bigger. Okay. Oh, my dear. Abigail is amazing at Mannerly. Your co-host said she's a linguist. How many languages does she speak? Speaking to you now, I guess. How many languages do you speak, Deandra?
English, Spanish, a bit of French. I'm a bit rusty in that. I'm willing to practice with whomever may speak it. I started learning Mandarin Chinese, although I admit I've lost quite a bit of that. Although if I think you put me back in Beijing, I'll bring that up quite quickly. Then there's, I'm learning Arabic at the moment.
Really?
And while I was in Haiti, I started learning Creole, which to this day I still tell people is one of the easier languages to learn. It is a standalone language. So how people say that it's broken
it's
French,
not like
it's its own language. Honestly, it has one person compared to when we're taught French and Spanish, which has 6 persons, really. So I fancy it's a bit easier. So I didn't count, I think it's about 5. But I am always looking for practice partners. But also, if you're willing to learn another language, you're able to communicate with more persons in different cultures and appreciate those. And it's also helpful for business. You can just download an app and get started.
Impressive. Between you and Abigail this morning, I'm feeling very insecure about myself. You two are making me have to
Nosotros
try to...
podemos-
And he's
nosotros-
speaking to me in Spanish.
Okay,
How?
nosotros
Wow.
podemos
Boy, I tell
practicar
you,
en
just to
español,
make it
¿no?
worse. What?
I said we can practice in Spanish.
Okay, but that's not going to help me. But okay.
We could have a language moment, every Monday
Right,
morning.
sure.
Teach a phrase in Spanish or French. Or maybe even Arabic, although then people start calling me foreign more than they already do. So, yeah.
Wow, you're looking for trouble. This person says here, if BPO were privately owned, perhaps the light would stay on more.
Well, we would hope so. I mean, we also hope that there were certain problems with BTC that would have been eliminated when they were privatized. And I think there's still some folks that are experiencing issues, possibly.
Perhaps the percentage that's government owned is too large. I mean, that's why. Anyway, this person says it's delusional to believe in a profitable state-owned company. It's delusional to believe in a profitable state-owned company. If it makes money, the government will find a way to waste it. Privatize every darn thing because the government job is to regulate, not to operate, period. Okay. This texter from earlier, it's not accurate that the deputy prime minister position is unconstitutional. There's nothing in the constitution which precludes it. So I think we can sometimes conflate what is not in the Constitution with what is unconstitutional. We all seem to do it. And that's a very good point there, right? So it doesn't call for the position, but it doesn't mean you can't have it. Let's take some more calls. Good morning. You're on the air.
Hey, Dwight. How you doing?
Doing well. Hi. Are you there? Oh, boy. Okay, we lost him. Call us back, 323-6232. 325-4316, 325-4259, or toll free 242-300-5720. Good morning.
Good morning to both of you. C. Allen Johnson here.
Hey.
Yeah, just 2 points before I make my point. On the constitutionality, if the Constitution doesn't prohibit it, then it's permissible, as long as the people agree to it.
Yeah.
On the concept of multilingual, just want you to know that there is AI right now that I'm observing being tested that will translate right now probably about 60 different languages in real time. So
you're saying in the future we won't need to learn languages?
No.
Oh, boy.
The future's now. Right now.
Is this a good thing, or should we be happy about that?
Well, guess what happens? You can still learn it, because what happens is it allows you to have a conversational language, like the way Ms. Cartwright says she was in Beijing. You can have immersive learning, because as you speak in the language, or the language speaks to you, it translates for you real time. But even if you're speaking to someone else, it listens to the person who's speaking and speaks to you in your native language, and back and forth. So it's just a matter of on how you would use it. Remember, AI is a tool, not a replacement, as most people think.
Okay.
So you just have to understand its use. Now, to BPL, the state-owned enterprises can be run for profit, but as an NPO, a non-profit, non-profit is called not-for-profit, which is slightly different than non-profit. A not-for-profit makes profit, but the whole purpose of the profit for that profit is to go back into that corporation for expansion, future upgrades, whatever. However, it must be run as a sovereign wealth, like as a sovereign wealth trust, part of a sovereign wealth fund. And it has no ability to be interfered with the way the way the national insurance should have been run. If you look like, say, in an organization, cannot be interfered by government, has its own board, has its own mandate, constitutionally, legally, legislatively, and otherwise. So it is run as a self-functioning entity, and you don't have MPs giving its mandate or its policy, all these other different things. It's actually run the same as a profit organization that you would bring a foreigner in, except that the foreigner looks to increase profit. When somebody puts something in, they say, this year we have to see we make more profit this year on. It's purely run as an institution of economic growth and development of a country. Now, here's what happens with the current situation with BPL. You say pay the bills. I just want you to imagine that it takes 5 square miles to solarize the entire Bahamas before we even consider the roofs and the parking lots and everything else. We have that on Soul Beach and other places. Solar over water gives you a 20 to 25% better efficiency running. But here's what happens. We are spending $300 to $400 million a year right now on BPL. So even if you was to generate the same capacity during the daytime, so let's put it at 3 years, we'll pay it back. But so what happens is that would mean we could generate 100% capacity. A $400 million loan would allow us to generate 100% of the capacity we need during the daytime. Then if you add some extra money for storage or combination there is, you can actually do it. But here's what happens, Dwight. I put to you again, BPL debt is closer to $2 billion. I don't care about the linguistic contortionism that's been used. It is what it is.
Okay.
And the reason why we will not know until you get a competent government, because it has to give us an audit of the infrastructure that's needed for the 21st century, the legacy debt that is needed, the guarantees governments have, the liabilities of the plan, the retirement plan, all of those different things that we have not been able to get.
Okay.
But here's what happened. Just
really quickly,
31 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Hello? Can you give me 31
Okay,
seconds?
really quickly. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what happens is, ask the Bahamian people, if I take your light bill from 50 cents or 40-something cents to 20 cents per kilowatt hour or 25 cents per kilowatt hour, would you agree? The typical Bahamian will be yes. You know why? Because you'll be paying back you'll be paying for the new system you put in, and then you'll pay off the legacy debt with the extra 5 cents or whatever 10 cents that you pay. This is not rocket science. It requires intelligent 21st century implementation of ideas. Again, China's not the future. Nobody's in the future. We're in the past. We need leadership that takes us into the future.
Okay. All right, thanks a lot. Let's take this call. Are you there? Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes, good morning, Dwight.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm calling in reference to the EPL situation the callers have spoken about. And I agree that BPL should not be sold and it should come to a referendum, because the way in which it's being run now, I've drawn examples with Ragged Island, which only uses about less than 100 kilowatts, and they have a 400 kilowatt capacity. If they were to take half of that supply of solar panels, they could supply Rum Key. We don't have to pay for that. And what C. Allen and them giving the breakdown on, it shows that we don't even have to borrow the monies, because last week it was that they said that $500,000 from the IDB Bank was borrowed to solarize University of the Bahamas, right?
Okay.
Yeah, and that will produce 280 kilowatts of solar panels. That could supply Crooked Island. So these examples and the way you pay the bills, just little small snippets, but we have to have that conversation, a referendum is appropriate.
Right. I really think that is a bit of a reach. Caller, thank you for that. And those distances that you're talking about between these islands, that's wild. But we don't know what they're going to do yet. We don't know. It's a lot of speculation, and that's unhealthy and unhelpful. But we will see. Again, we don't appreciate the government with this long, drawn-out, suspense-filled nonsense. But this wild speculation is not going to help anybody. So let's just wait and see. All we know is that it can't continue the way it is. It cannot continue the way it is. The way forward, it's unclear, but not what we're doing right now. Okay, let's read some messages before we go to the break. This person says here, this is wild. No wonder Deandra is always taking up for illegals. No surprise that she lived in Haiti while she was doing the work of the government of the Bahamas.
Oh, dear Lord.
It wasn't for fun. She was a diplomat with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So please, come on now.
My word. I knew it was
Speaking Haitian is not a language. Sorry. That's a text.
Oh, my gosh. Lord. The language is Creole. The official language is French. They have multiple languages there in Haiti. And I just don't understand the animosity. And technically, if you look at some things, and perhaps I'll get a few persons upset this morning, if you look at how some countries or some websites categorize our Bahamian language, they call it a Bahamian Creole because the Creole language is a combined language, from many others. And if you listen to how we speak, if you examine how we speak, a lot of what we use comes from multiple languages. And English as a whole has adopted words from other languages as well. But how we speak inside this country could also be categorized as a Creole, and that is stronger the more south you go, not necessarily because of proximity to other countries.
But C words that people don't like to hear.
And as I said, I'm probably going to upset some folks, but yes.
Starting their week off on the wrong foot.
Well, I mean, I got to start keeping my papers on me now because, again, I had to do that. I had to do that. Somebody just asked me that last week. I'm like, come on, man. But then it was my fault. I had my hair straightened.
This person says, please take a moment to convey our deepest sympathies to both the American and Bahamian Trumps on their tragic losses last week.
Why?
I just got that part. Oh, boy.
Listen, y'all being petty.
That's really, really horrible. Well, the American Trumps are very emboldened and they are going to carry on, and their support is growing, it seems. So I don't know what it'll mean for the Bahamian Trumps. But okay, no disrespect to the Big Red Machine. We're all over the place this morning. They are good sports-wise, but you cannot compare them to Queens College academically. QC is the best passes in O-levels and BGCSE, I think it's the same. Well, okay, no, GC. Historically, in the Bahamas. They're up there, though. I mean, as a QC graduate, I can say the SAC people are up there. They're doing quite well. And Deandra's about to pull out something to show that Aquinas is outperforming SAC. So all the schools are all going to be claiming, they all can claim some things.
Yes, they
all can.
Yes, they
successes.
can.
And that's a great thing. So a lot of people harp on the students who are underperforming, and there's a whole lot of them. But there are a lot of students who are performing adequately and above, much outperforming. Let's just put it like that, I guess. Right? So there's a lot of good and bad all around. Good and bad all around. But hey, that's beautiful that people can have these conversations, hey, where my school's better than your school.
That ain't no conversation. That's a debate. That's a debate.
Fine. Debates are conversations, no?
No, because if you discuss that with certain schools, persons who graduate, listen.
Okay.
It's because, anyway, I gotta say what school you. Actually, do you actually say it out loud? I think you do.
I said it all. I've been saying it all morning. That's why they keep bringing it up. As usual, they need to get another power company in the Bahamas. Remember when BTC was a monopoly? They did a poor job editing at their service. But when they got competition, they upgraded to just doing Okay, anyway. They're saying anyway. Only their service is not up to par, I guess is what they're saying. As usual, tell your guests don't say Bahamian Creole because people already like to fight and some idiot might meet you outside. Plus, she's smiling. So.
Listen, I ain't gonna say what I can say because she used to round me when I say these things. So
and she's smiling, talking about Creole. Listen to this psycho. Dwight, are you the same Dwight that was on the F&M ballot as treasurer?
Well, Dwight, you was involved in this and didn't tell me? What did I miss? What did I miss? How could you?
That's Dwight Sawyer. Dwight Sawyer. You're listening to Dwight Strachan, a very intelligent texter. Oh, man, these people. And I don't have the copyright on the name. One day, though. One day, there'll only be one Dwight, including, one Dwight, not that DJ. Mm-hmm. Right, exactly. The one Dwight. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll get to the rest of your messages. This is Morning Blend Business, a crazy Monday here on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Are you tired of the hustle and bustle of city life, yearning for a relaxing getaway without the headaches of international travel? Well, we've got just the thing for you. Escape to paradise without leaving home with our limited time 2-fly free offer for Bahamas residents. Whether you're craving adventure, seeking to reconnect with your roots, or simply yearning to unwind in secluded shores, the Family Islands has something for everyone. But you better act fast because this incredible 2-fly free offer is only available until June 30th. Don't let this opportunity slip away. So why wait? Book your trip today. Escape the ordinary, discover the extraordinary, and experience the magic of the Family Islands. Visit BahamasResidence.com for more information and start planning your ultimate island getaway today.
Earning zero interest on your savings at the bank? With as little as $100, you can start earning interest on your money while you're sleeping, eating, or standing in line at the bank with the CFAL Savings Express Plan. Ready to invest? Start by putting $1,000 into our mutual funds and earn interest there too. Because at CFAL, your interest is our interest. Visit CFAL.com to start now. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations of Bahamians. Ready to save? You can put $100 into the CFAL Savings Express Plan and make sure your money keeps growing. Earn interest on your savings while you're sleeping, eating, or standing in line at the bank. Ready to invest? Start by putting $1,000 into our mutual funds and earn interest there too. Because at CFAL, your interest is our interest. Visit CFAL.com to start now. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations of Bahamians.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Print Masters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
It's time for your morning business report brought to you by CFAL. Aeropost alerting its Bahamian customers last week that it has decided to shut its Bahamian operations, sending the information on final package deliveries and pickups in an email. The company's principal, Sebastian Bastian, who acquired Aeropost in 2021, explaining in response to the closure seen by Guardian Business that the Bahamas market was the only one out of more than 30 where Aeropost operates that it did not experience material growth. Bastian saying this stands in contrast to the overall success and expansion Aeropost is experiencing globally. He said, quote, as we are currently enjoying record growth due to our strategic partnerships and logistics services, particularly with our Asian distributors, it became imperative to focus our resources and efforts on markets where we are seeing significant and sustainable growth. You can read more on this in today's Guardian Business section. Executive Director of ORG, Organization for Responsible Governance, Matt Aubrey, telling Guardian Business that ORG commends the government for increasing revenue over the past year by enforcing outstanding taxes and fees. He said that should be the emphasis before getting to levels of real increased taxation. More on those comments in today's Guardian Business section as well. Abaco Chamber of Commerce President Daphne de Gregory Mail is claiming there is a major oil leak underground in the heart of Marsh Harbor, and no one's investigating it. De Gregory Mail is claiming that nothing has happened with this oil spill in Abaco and that the company allegedly involved has not made a move to mitigate the spill. She says that it's been months, and that a barge has been stranded on the reef filled with sand, just sitting there and creating another environmental mess by damaging the reef. A barge that encountered bad weather in late March ended up stuck on a reef in the Manowar Channel and has sparked environmental concerns from the BNT and Abaco residents as well. And with an extensive 25-year portfolio, Theodore Seeley becomes the first black male celebrity designer to create a wardrobe not only for Mickey and Minnie Mouse, but also for 6 other iconic Disney characters who will don the Bahamas-themed designs at Disney Cruise Line's Lookout Key at Lighthouse Point Cruise Port on Eleuthera. Mickey and Minnie stepped out for a first look in the Bahamas in front of a Bahamian crowd on Thursday last week in their Theodore Elliott brand vacation wear during DCL's official opening ceremony for Lookout Key. Seeley, who has clothed celebrities before, encouraged other Bahamians in the creative space to put in the work. Read more about all of these stories in today's Guardian Business section. Overseas, the typical compensation package for chief executives who run companies in the S&P 500 jumped nearly 13% last year, easily surpassing the gains for workers at a time when inflation was putting considerable pressure on Americans' budgets. The median pay package for CEOs rose to $16.3 million, up 12.6%, according to data analyzed for the Associated Press by Equilar. Meanwhile, wages and benefits netted by private sector workers rose 4.1% through 2023. At half the companies in this year's pay survey, it would take the worker at the middle of the company's pay scale almost 200 years to make what their CEO did. CEOs got rewarded as the economy showed remarkable resilience, underpinning strong profits and boosting stock prices. After navigating the pandemic, companies faced challenges from persistent inflation and higher interest rates. About 24 CEOs in the AP's annual survey received a pay bump of 50% or more. More on that survey. More women are attaining the top job at companies in the S&P 500, but their numbers are still minuscule compared to their male counterparts. Of the 341 CEOs included in the AP's annual compensation survey, 25 are women. That's the most women making the list since the survey began in 2011, but the numbers haven't budged much. The second highest tally was 21 in 2017. Closer to home in your Market Watch, recapping trading on the BISX from Friday. Your market movers: Emira Incorporated up 11 cents, closing at $8.46. Consolidated Water up 3 cents, closing at $5.42. The BISX All-Share Index closing at 2,935.47, up 0.14. That's your Market Watch, and that is your morning business report brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
And our final couple of minutes here with Morning Blend Business. Dwight Strachan along with Deandra Cartwright. And just a couple of messages here. This person says here, Dwight, when we talk about historically being the school with the best results, oh boy. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, how did this, we were all supposed to come together after young Abigail shared her story. Everybody's now, oh boy. Okay. When we talk about schools with historically being with the best results, we need to indicate which era. I am a 75 graduate of the government high school, and there is no comparison when it comes to which school produced the best results in the country academically and athletically up to that point. Once the government high school was dismantled in 1975 to the structure it is known as today, it was at this point that SAC and others, you mean QC and others, I think that's what you mean. SAC and others began to emerge as leaders in these areas. So SAC supporters need to stop saying historically that is incorrect. Okay.
I just wanted to know which other schools would have been around during that same time period at the level that the government high was. Just to be fair, was there actual competition? Now I know I get people upset when I say that.
Well, Queens College, St. John's, they were there as private institutions.
So out of
absolutely.
3 schools,
And,
this is what
what
you're
year
saying.
did SAC start? Do you know?
I don't pay sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
No, that's the right answer. You were right about that. You have no idea. No idea. You just know when they start to get loud. You know that. What do we mean by the company involved? Isn't this public information? Isn't this the same? No, we don't know yet. We don't know yet. No texture. We'll find out soon. No, that's not the name. We have many questions. We'll know hopefully soon about what's going on at BPL. Okay, it's getting worse on the text line. No reason for, this is the person who asked if this is the same Dwight. No reason for the name calling. I couldn't remember the last name. I only asked a question. Now I see where your reporter gets it from.
We out here being petty today.
I think I may have to seriously meet that text outside. Okay, so this is in today's.
I see you, Simon.
This texture, this is a serious issue, though, folks. In today's Tribune, there's a story about a survivor of the HMBS Flamingo sinking, being homeless after fire destroyed his home. Retired Defense Force Captain Whitfield Neely. And this is a very sad story. And so we're being told now that there is a GoFundMe account to help.
Yes, it's been set up by his son, Osano Neely.
Yes. And so you can search Whitfield Neely or Osano Neely, and you can find the information for the GoFundMe account. But this is a real tragedy, and hopefully the community can come together and help. So again,
In less than
search that
45
up.
minutes. The entire house was gone.
Yeah, wow. It's crazy. It is crazy and very sad. But we hope everybody can come together and help. Again, Whitfield Neely or Osano Neely and retired Defense Force Captain Whitfield Neely, who was on the HMBS Flamingo. So hopefully we can get that sorted out as quickly as possible. Deandra, thank you for the cookie. Thank you for being here this morning.
Right, always a pleasure to be here, and hopefully with Abigail's influence, I will try to make a healthier cookie for next week.
Yes, indeed. Put some native fruit in your
I'm
cookies.
going home to Long
You can try.
Island, so hopefully I can bring
There
back
you
some
go.
healthy goods.
Have a great holiday weekend.
Thank you.
I'll
You
see
too.
you on Monday. I hope you'll be back in time for the show on Monday.
Boy.
Oh, boy. We'll talk. Everybody have a great day. Stay tuned for On the Clock with Aaron Green coming up next.